I want to welcome everyone to the Crypto Kingdom and to Bitcoin Spike. This is London. Guys, we have a very exciting time here with Bitcoin. Guys, we called it, didn't we? We did. We called it. I'm so excited about that. Let me turn the music down just a bit. We are so excited, guys, to have you back between the VIPs and the subscribers and the base camp, etc. We are just thrilled to have you. Let's go ahead and dig into the technicals. Guys, you know this is the #1 place for your technical analysis. I'm a former financial professional out of Duke University, and guys, you know, after what was it, the first job was lead analyst over a $1 billion equity fund. So I don't just have ideas, I actually put them into practice. So yeah, we appreciate you guys being with us today, and it's a phenomenal day for Bitcoin. Guys, up about between where you caught it, guys, I'm going to say you were up between 7 and 8% on the day. Just a phenomenal run. Let's go ahead and measure. Let's get into the daily in just a second, and let's just look at this, guys. This was just a beautiful move. You guys know that. Let me go ahead and plug into the chat, and I will put in the chats, guys, so that you have it. Definitely the link to Gate. We're looking at the Gate protocol right now. Gate is an exchange, you guys. It just has a really phenomenal, I'd say a really phenomenal feel to it. It's the most accurate platform that I have found. And guys, I say that with all honesty. I would not tell you that if that were not the truth. In terms of the technicals, it is a beautiful technical environment. Also on the mobile, guys, I use the Chrome version, the actual what do you call it, the browser version, and I use the technicals, guys. It's better than TradingView. I am so enthralled. I used it today. I was like, good gosh, this is amazing. So I would use that, not their mobile version, but the actual interface with the browser is unbelievable. I really seriously, if you use it, try using the browser. Go to the Gate website and just work with it as compared to your TradingView. I looked at it today. I was like, good gosh, even if you don't trade on Gate, it's the best technical analysis tool that you'll be able to use. Guys, if I'm wrong, I'll give you my phone number. You call me if I'm wrong on that. I will be surprised, because I do so much TA. You guys know, as a matter of fact, I do a lot of TA, and it's just unbelievable. The Gate platform, just on Chrome. Go on Chrome. Go to the website. It will blow away what you're doing on TradingView app right now. It's unbelievable. So anyway, let's get into the details. Not to plug anything. I'm just trying to share the truth with you guys. So excited about the trades you guys have made, guys. You know the all-time high, 64,863.10, $64,863.10. Right, we were there. I was teaching people during that time. You guys know the most recent spike, guys. We were at the bottom of it. You guys know under 30,000. We caught it, ascending triangle. Right now, this most recent move, we can talk about kind of what we hit, why, when, and where. But the last day's action. Let's go ahead and measure, guys. What we're into now, guys. Over 7%. I'm going to say 8%. What a day. You guys know what we hit, guys. You know what we hit. We hit the 78%. Let's dig into a little bit different of a time frame. Let's go into maybe the I don't want to go into the 5-minute yet. It's exciting. Let's review real quickly what is going on with the price action, guys. We are right up against this line of resistance. Huge. Huge. I was saying a few days ago, if you guys remember, you guys will remember this. I was saying a few days ago, what would I like to see? I said I would really like to see the formation of a bull flag. You guys remember that? And I drew out the squiggle lines, and I said, you know, I'd really like to see something like this form. Now, it's not exactly what I wanted to see, but guys, it's pretty close. Look at this. I remember when I drew that on the stream, I said, I'd really like to see something like that happen. You guys remember that? That'd be ideal. Well, look at it, guys. It's not perfect, but it's close, guys. It's close. So I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. We still don't have that perfect formation in terms of the bull flag, but guys, that's the type of action I wanted to see. It's great for trading, and guys, it's a real solid sign. I did call out yesterday too. You guys know we had a bullish engulfing candle, right? Yo, what's going on? And so yeah, we had a bullish day today. So throughout the entirety of since last night, the reset. So I'm excited to be able to bring you guys the TA. I know it affects your altcoin trades. I know you guys are making money, and hopefully the indications here are really setting you guys up for some success in the market. That's why we're here. You guys know that. So I see you guys streaming in. Hit the like button if you just showed up, so I know to cover specific pricing targets, etc., and we'll definitely go over those. Just so excited essentially about the price action, everything going on. Let's dig into, let's say, the hourly. Let's go to the hourly. You guys know the trend line we're up against, and in terms of the hourly, let's just kind of dig in a little bit deeper here. We just had a phenomenal day. Let's go ahead and engage the price action, guys. This let's go ahead and measure it for the record. We ran into a little cross support cross resistance in this notion, but it turned into support. We're kind of right now we're in this. I'm not going to say limbo, but we're in kind of this middle phase of seeing whether or not we're going to turn that into a formalized line of support and continue to the upside. You guys know that diagonal line is really that line of resistance from the top on over. That's really something to look at. So we're trying to power through that, but essentially this line of resistance right here, guys, it's a real line, and it's just what we're trying to it's what we're trying to power through. So a lot of people have taken, we're kind of holding at that level. Even when we can get through this point, guys, it's going to be, it's going to be an indication, guys, technically speaking. And now there are some cross differentials, guys. There are cross indications. I want to let you guys know there are some indications that are different from the daily to the hourly. Please pay attention, guys, because big institutional traders may be on the daily instead of on the hourly. I have gone in and measured, guys, I'm talking, I have measured, okay? I have gotten down to the nano, and literally I've sat there and literally zoomed in as diligently as possible. I'm going to say as diligently as possible. So it has been a wild ride recently in terms of the price action. We've been bullish, you guys know that, and just to have that continually confirmed has been nice. Now, what we broke out of, I want to cover, what I covered yesterday. You guys know, what I covered yesterday was this wedge formation. And I was cautious of this. You guys know this. I was cautious of the fact that yes, we could form a head and shoulders. I did give the VIP a heads up. I said, be cautious of that. It wasn't my lead-in necessarily. You guys know that the primary lead-in was this bullish formation. Okay, I gave that to you guys to try and give you that signal in terms of like, this is a bullish pattern. We are in a bullish pattern, both on the micro and on the macro. You guys know, as we zoom out into the daily, as we go into the daily, I want to talk about the fact, this has expressed itself now on the micro, okay, on this hourly chart. As we go into the daily, I just want you guys to look at the entirety of the macro, guys. You see the macro, we're in another falling wedge, just like we broke out of this one, guys, out of the smaller one, okay, over the smaller indicator, and you'll see that on the hourly, okay. You'll always notice that the price action consolidates when you go to the larger channel, when you go to when you go to larger time frame, not channel. When you go to the larger time frame, you're definitely going to consolidate that price action. You see the multiple hits along the top. You see that 1, 2, correct. You see that this additional hit down here, guys, that's multiple hits along a trend line. That is the resistance. We need to power up through it. I would love to see it occur, guys, in this specific run. Why? I'm going to tell you, because, guys, the further that we were to push down, if we were to, yes, the good news is we have a consolidated constricted price range here, but we need to get up out of here. I'm going to tell you, guys, we do have the I'm going to say the momentum at this point, guys. We have momentum. If you're trying to gauge momentum in the market, guys, this is what it looks like. Bullish activity, guys, and we have remained, guys, we've remained, in line with bullish formations in terms of bringing you kind of, bullish, sentiment since finding this small little nuance ascending triangle at the bottom and going live with you guys and saying, I think it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. You guys know that. So we have remained bullish. We are still in a bullish formation. I'm going to continue to say that, guys. As a matter of fact, we're in a bullish formation on the macro, and this is an achievement both on the macro, guys, and we've just broken out on the micro. Okay, so on the big picture, if we're zoomed out, we have, guys, we're in a bullish formation. This you guys understand that. I hope you guys know that. It's not, technical analysis well enough. I've studied it for years. So, guys, yes, this is a bullish formation. We see the line of support with multiple contacts here. We see the line of resistance with multiple contacts there. We are up against that line right now, guys. This is a key time. I went ahead and said, I was going to stream later. I said, let's go ahead and do this now. Also, I have an update. I wanted to let you guys know I met this morning with the U.S. Open team for the logo designs. What's going on? Okay, because I wanted to get you guys, and I'm working on getting you guys some cool VIP cards for the VIP, the top level of membership. Okay, so we're working on that design right now, and we're putting that together. It's taken a while. They've been busy. Imagine that, but they're very high quality. I want to let you guys know in terms of that. We're looking for VIP perks across the board. We want you guys to have a great experience. experience being that top level of member here at the Crypto Kingdom. And I'm going to say Bitcoin Spike. You guys understand when I renamed it Bitcoin Spike, guys. I mean, now you understand. It's like, well, the important part is the spike, right? So we're definitely honing in on that. I'm trying to bring the information to you guys in a timely fashion so you can be a part of this. The important part here, let's go over what brought this about so you can understand the price action. It is a nuance. It's not something everyone's going to catch. Please pay attention to this, guys, as we look at this. If you look at the entirety of this move, guys, what did you fall upon? Guys, you fell upon, if you were to draw out your Fibonacci's, and I'll make these a little bit clearer for you guys to see. Well, we'll just, I think you guys can see it well enough. I won't, it'll be probably too busy with all the other information on. What we're looking at right here was a hit right at the 86% retracement. Huge level, often forgotten by a lot of people, guys. That 86% retracement, boom. Now, you guys know we talk about it all the time. That's what we focus on, guys, in terms of the doubling and tripling down into the different levels, correct? Yes. Now, it was a steep, a steep launch in. If you had your order set, guys, you were prepped and ready to go, okay? And if you held and you've got a position, guys, you also obviously were ready to go. I appreciate you guys that are holding on to Bitcoin. I had a great discussion today, too. I wanted to share this with you. I had a discussion with a gentleman from, he's originally from El Salvador. I wanted to let you guys know the sentiment in terms of the current leadership in El Salvador from the people there. Very positive. I want to let you guys know in terms of just, the Bitcoin move, in terms of making that a national currency, guys, an acceptable form of currency. I wanted to let you guys know from respectable people here that I know, the sentiment on El Salvador is very positive in terms of the leader of El Salvador. I was very pleased to hear that today. It was an eye-opening experience for me. I can read the news, I can hear someone else talk about something, but when I talk to someone from the area, when they're communicating to me that no, he's really a great man trying to clean up the country, trying to enforce good things and trying to bring about change, I was like, well, this is really something else. So I was really excited about that, guys, and I hope you guys are too in terms of the news that we have in terms of Bitcoin being accepted, okay, being almost it's legal tender in El Salvador. So that's the type of adoption, and with that vote of confidence I got this morning, I was just really excited. So it's been a big day for me. I hope it's been a big day for you guys trading and staying up to date with the market. You guys know this line right here. This is the big bad boy right there. Okay, if we can break that line, guys, it's just going to operate as you see here. Line of resistance, guys, plugging on down into here, hitting the line of resistance again, right up against that line of resistance, guys. That is going to be a position to add. I mean, I'm going to say if we can, a circumstance where we can add to the position. And guys, that's not just an idea. That's not someone saying that. That is a principle of technical analysis. Traders will do that. Once we break that, that is, guys, that's going to be the final line to break. It's just going to be if we can get through that line. Everybody's like, let's just break it. Let's bust it. It's going to require for some buying activity. The market seems poised to do it. In terms of the crucial question here, and I did say a few days ago, hit the like button if you guys are just streaming, and I'd appreciate that very much. And we appreciate you guys being a part of the stream. I know you guys are busy this time of day. A lot of people are working, so that's fine with me. I understand that. I'm like, okay, the day traders who have the opportunity to trade, we're sitting here, we've got 4 or 5 screens, we've literally got, gadgetry, we're trading, right? So not everyone can do that. I understand a lot of people are busy. The prime time is nice. We may go late tonight again in terms of just like trying to capture our audience that does have other businesses. A lot of you guys are like busy all day long, so I understand that. We appreciate that very much that you guys are plugged in right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are good, good to go. And a lot of people catch the streams after the fact, etc. And I really had a good time today. I want to let you guys know in terms of the formation of the stream, formation of the channel. I want you guys to let me know what are the things that you'd like to see on the channel. What is the additional content that would be beneficial to you that you would like to see? I'd really like to hear that input. If you want to DM me, you guys know the DM. It's just the Kingdom. Also, Bitcoin Spike. Go to Bitcoin Spike. Follow me. I'll follow you back, and then you can DM me, or you can just DM me. I look forward to hearing your guys' input in terms of how we can be a better service to this community. Okay, we have a lot of big traders, guys. We have a lot of big traders, and that's just the truth. You guys are just killing it, and it's nice to be a part of the team, guys. Thank you for letting me host you. I appreciate that very much. It's an honor. And yeah, a lot of TA going on. A lot of TA. You're like, quite a bit in the back rooms. I tried to slow down a little bit today because, frankly, I was enjoying this trade. I got to tell you, you've seen me day trade, and I've been real busy the last few days, especially like during an incident, or let's say during this incident right here, this channel. You guys probably got 200 charts that day. Like, well, London's busy trading. Yeah, absolutely. During something like this, guys, I was quiet as a mouse. You guys saw that, absolutely. This morning, I was like, we hit the 86th percentile retracement. Yep. And so when I'm quiet like that, typically it's like, well, London's trading, we're trading. Let's see how this goes. So I brought you some different indications. I wanted to let you guys know to try and keep you bullish in the back a little bit while this was cruising up. Gave you a few different bullish patterns to kind of look at, and I wanted that to surface, guys. I wanted that to effectuate. I wanted you to book positive trades. Gave you a bullish sentiment around this area definitely. With as we look at from yesterday, let's just recap real quickly, guys. Very exciting in terms of the bullish formation that we have broken out of. Like I'm super excited about this, guys. This is what the market's all about. On days like this, it reminds us why we're in the market and why we focus on TA, because we were prepared for this, guys. You guys know that we were prepared for this move, and it's it wasn't. I'd say it wasn't. Not everyone was talking about it. A lot of people were just talking about like the head and shoulders and this and that. Like we got a lot. What I said was continually, guys. The move up, if we look on the daily chart, this move up was just too strong. I'm going to tell you, it was such a strong move. You guys see that just uninterrupted, unadulterated, beautiful price action to the upside. And I'm like, it just seems like that's too much, just to kind of ignore it. The head and shoulders was there, but I was like, well, I got to tell you, it's just, and you guys heard it. I was like, and not throwing everything on the line, not getting exaggerated or overblown with, it's time to enter a position. That wasn't the idea. But it's, in terms of that balance that I kind of need to bring, in terms of the channel, etc. I always try and balance that. I try not to be, too awful, bullish, or I'm not, you guys, in terms of bearish. If it's indicated, okay, fine, we'll discuss it. In terms of this action, you guys know I've been saying it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. This I've been giving you guys the price targets in the back. This 0.86 gave you guys that yesterday. That was very nice. I was happy about that. We also worked in, just so you guys remind yourself, we also worked into this hit right here. Beautifully well done, guys. That was a nice hit. I'm glad to be able to bring this information to you guys in terms of those. It just helps, right? I mean, it's definitely something that you could say. Maybe you have your own routine in terms of the market. Maybe you have your own genre or flavor of different coins you want to trade. If it's NFTs or if it's whatever it is that you're focused on. Could be even equities, a mix thereof. But what I'll say is, it must help, I hope, to have a little bit of just, on the fly something from me who's focused, almost 100% guys on Bitcoin. We do have alts. We do have different things that we focus on. We know that you guys do as well. We're happy about that. In terms of your gains, Rune is one that's just been phenomenal. It's been off the charts. I brought that to you guys. And, some people have done phenomenally well. You guys know that. So that's nice to see. And I got that little tip from a friend, little birdie landed on my shoulder, said, hey, what about this? And, a big institutional style friend who said that, guys. I want to let you guys know a main player in the wealth management division, absolutely, and a big mainstay, big clientele. Okay, so that was an exciting thing to be able to kind of whisper on back to you guys when it was before it broke out, before the 150% run to the upside. I want you guys to know that before the run to the upside, brought that to you guys. So when you look at your VIP perks, etc., that's one of the things that I'm happy to be able to bring to you guys. That's it's kind of crucial as we look at things. It's that's what differentiates us from, I'd say, from the rest of the crowd, and we're always trying to do that with the understanding that we know you guys are busy, and you guys know a lot goes into the channel and trying to bring the community together, etc. We just appreciate you guys so much. I just do, and that was evident in my conversations today with the team from the U.S. Open. Not with the U.S. Open. They're the contractors who did the work for the logo for the U.S. Open. So and specifically, they're really a heavy hitting crew. They know what they're doing. They're really impressive. So as we look at this, guys, look at this resistance. Boom! You guys hit that like button if you're just streaming in. This line of resistance, and now the contraindication I spoke about. The daily versus the hourly have different lines. You guys know that. I feel confident after having surveyed all of it that we are at that threshold now, guys. That we are currently at that threshold. I've looked looked through every chart, guys. I've looked through every exchange chart. I have done all of that in terms of trying to identify the exact line that we're on. Do we confirm it on the hourly? It seems, excuse me, that's the chair. Obviously, it's do we confirm it better on the hourly versus the daily? I want to let you guys know on the hourly, it seems to be very well indicated that we are on that line. On the daily, there's a little bit of a push. That doesn't surprise me that there's a difference. You guys know, as you look at the different time frames, you're going to have a differentiation. I just feel confident with the lines from the hourly. If you guys are looking into it, look at the lines on the hourly. Make sure you zoom in as you do your own work. I know you guys do your own research before you make your big investments, guys. I know you do in your own holdings. I know this affects all of your holdings. So as we look at this, guys, just to reframe, in terms of the drawing a trend line, just make sure, I know you guys know how to do it. The nuance you probably don't know is if you really, really, really zoom in, guys. I'm talking about like super zoom, guys. Get all the way in, turn on that magnet, and I mean, it makes a difference. Draw a trend line zoomed out. Get in tight like this, draw another one. Try it. See what happens. See where your line goes. It'll go somewhere kind of like this once you've zoomed in. If you're just zoomed out, you'll get in and say, wait, it's not even on the, there we go. Okay, you'll get into that circumstance, guys. You guys know the way that I like to draw a trend line is I will zoom in like this. I'll connect the points, the pivots, and guys, I'll click right, boom. I'll do something along the lines of that, and that's the level of specificity that I require for us to look at, guys. That's just the level of specificity that I require us to look at. I mean, I require myself to look at before bringing to you. Let me say that, not to require all of us to look at, but I just want that to be the kind of the the mainstay in terms of like the level of specificity, like the accuracy. I want to bring you guys the most accurate information possible. So as we look at this, guys, in terms of the formation of a potential bull flag, I would like to talk about that because you may be wondering, is that indicated? Typically on a bull flag, we would want this to have dropped probably earlier. We went through a real kind of, I'd say, a choppy zone here. You guys know that. And around when we backed off of the 42,000, kind of 300, 42,400, almost 42,500, about that zone, guys. When we backed off of that and used that as, kind of resistance, when we fell down, this started to look good here in terms of kind of that direct drop here was good. Then as we kind of charted and got choppy along, guys, when it pushes laterally, we got into the wedge formation. I was confident with the wedge formation. You guys know that. And in terms of the breakout here, it's just we haven't established, hit and another hit here so along this line of support. The breakout from the, again, multiple hits, the hit, another, which is a pivot, and another pivot here, guys, that just gave us the lines to be able to talk about that with you. So again, bullish formation, falling wedge, very, just clearly indicated. I do want to talk about something, guys, just so you appreciate the nuance here, is that if you guys will look back at the price action, there are some other wedges which didn't work out so well in this zone. I want you guys to look at this just on your own accord. Look in this area here. Look in this area, let's say right in here, okay, and right in here. Look in these areas. You'll see that we're operating a little bit better right now. We seem to have a little bit better control in terms of the bulls having control of the upside price action. It seems like we're in more of a responsive, I'd say a responsive, what would you say, condition right now in terms of the buyers in the market, because you'll look back in those zones, you'll notice that there's at least one or two guys falling wedges that just went ahead and spilled to the downside. I didn't bring that up because it just felt like the market sentiment was a little bit stronger, but I've done the analytics on that, and it just seems like we're in pretty good shape right now. So I'm excited about that. We've moved again to the upside. Let's go ahead and measure just so everybody knows. It's just that's what we want to see, guys. 7-8%. Let's go on the candles. Let's really rock this out in terms of, guys, let's measure this up because it was just a beautiful move. Beautiful move. You guys got picked up, and as live as we can get in terms of bringing you guys that information is just crucial. Guys, we're up, was it 8.8%, almost 9% on the day, depending upon where you took currently. If you hit that, I'm going to say, hold on. That's let me get into here. I've still got the magnet on. Don't measure with the magnet on, guys. It will affect your drawings definitely. So yeah, about the same, guys. About 8%. What is that? About 8. Guys, about 9%, I'm going to tell you, was maxed out today, and they're about 7.61% currently from that 86% retracement. Again, it's not a standardized level, guys, not a standardized level on your Fibonacci. You want to go in in and draw that in, because you'll look back and be like, what is that? It didn't, it surpassed the 78.6. What is it? Well, it's the 86, guys. That 86 percentile is a big percentile. Just make sure you guys know that so you can reference that in the future. I think it's just a dynamic addition to your trading toolbox, your toolkit, right? So we want to definitely make sure that you guys are fully equipped when you're facing the market. Now, from here, people want to know, where do we go? I want to let you guys know in terms of kind of the price action, what we can expect. Let's go through that real quickly. Let's dig into and guys, we're on Gate right now. I think it just has some really nice technicals to it. I'm really enjoying the technical analysis components, the TA components of it. Let's go ahead and just flatline this, guys, in terms of this line. This is on the hourly, okay? On the hourly, which I mentioned, I think is the strongest for us to look at right now. The daily is kind of contraindicated in terms of what this trend line is. Pay attention to that. That's one lack of confirmation. I'm going to say that's one lack of confirmation. Not real serious. I've looked through the differences, guys, between the hourly and the daily on probably 10 different exchange charts, okay? On probably 10 or, probably almost 10 different time frames on each one, literally digging in, just the nuts and bolts. I want to know what's the strongest indication that we have. I really believe the strongest indication we have is on the hourly, okay? I think you're going to find the best indicator on the hourly in terms of that trend line is very important, guys. This trend line is going to write the book for Bitcoin, okay? In terms of the breakout or not, in terms of when to add your position. It's very interesting, guys, because we're contraindicated on the hourly versus the daily. Go and draw your lines if you want to, guys. And I'll tell you, people will add to a position, guys, once we've broken that trend line. If you're on the daily versus the hourly, there's going to be a difference of opinion. So doing this level of work, doing the nuance, I'd say kind of an aggregate confirmation if you can, that includes, yes, like all of your indicators, your MACD, your RSI, your stochastics from your volume, etc. That's what I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to tell you guys, me personally, I'm going to be waiting on those indicators. Particularly in this instance, I want to see a breakout with volume. I really do. Personally, I really want to see a breakout on volume. Why? Because we're in such a bullish pattern, guys, on the aggregate. If we look at this, and I'm just going to explain why, me personally, not financial advice, guys, but it's just me personally, what I want to see, and you'll see that I've extended that line all the way down there. Let me go ahead and take that extension off. There we go. What I want to see, guys, is, I'm just going to tell you, is this volume. Why? Because we're in such a large pattern. The last thing I want this to necessarily do is to go and give us some kind of a fake out. Now, I'm not going to call that, but what I'm going to tell you is that the volume will be critical in terms of that not occurring, okay? It will give us a higher degree of probability when breaking this trend line. When breaking this trend line here, when we break this trend line, let me look real closely. Okay, yes. Just looking at the Fibonacci's, I didn't know if I had the extensions up or not. I can put those extensions up in a moment. We can talk about the next level of extension. We're also up against a line. You guys know we've done this, the diagnostics here. We are up against a line of resistance in the form of an extension. That hasn't gone away. Again, that line, that extension, guys, that's going to operate as another, although we break out, and I'm going to say, let's go ahead and fold that into the conversation, because I believe that line of resistance also needs to be broken. In addition to, it's going to be a bit higher than whatever the breakout could be right now. That's a nuance, guys, as we look at this. It's important for us to be able to confirm through, I would say, both of those. I don't want, people getting excited for a breakout and then running into a previous line of resistance. The good news is we know what that line of resistance is. It's going to be right at this previously indicated level, because we just slammed into that extension at this level at about 42,300 or so, guys. So the top of this line of resistance from the top is measured from the top, guys. This line of resistance going down, we just perfectly, guys, we cemented right into that first extension, that 23.6. You guys know that, and that's a real big line of confluence for us. That's a real big confirmation that we have in terms of that line of resistance. What I want to be able to do is to break out, if we can, to break out up above this line of resistance, end up above that extension, guys, up above that extension, which is also laterally. We have both an angular and a lateral, I'd say a horizontal and an angular line of resistance. Both need to be broken. I'd like to see, again, just for me, I'd like to see that done on volume. that will increase the probability of my trades, and I believe anyone's trades who gets in the market. Now, we can move on low volume, guys. There's books written on that, right? We don't need to rewrite the book on it. It can definitely occur. We don't want to miss out on a move. However, and I'll probably have a risk reward kind of ratio going. I don't want to book a negative trade, particularly if it's adding to a position. This is one thing in terms of adding to a position, making it a stronger position, and potentially I'm just cautious of that, guys. I'm let me say, aware of that. I'm always trying to be aware of circumstances like that that could potentially cost money on a larger amount, on a larger investment, right? So again, this is just a nice formation. I think it's taken hold. Hopefully the market as a whole, the other guys, everybody else, the market, I know the key players have taken a look at this. They know it's a bullish formation. They know it's a continuation pattern, okay? This is called a continuation pattern, meaning it's going to continue to the upside. That's essentially what the probabilities tell us, okay? So that that is a bullet. That's very bullish. If anyone asks you, well, what about Bitcoin? You can explain with full authority, telling them, guys, and you guys know the authority, right? You know the details. You know where the information comes from, right? The John J. Murphy, like the New York Institute of Finance, etc. Sounds boring, doesn't it? It kind of does. Maybe it kind of is for a lot of people. That's okay. You just want to know the price direction. Currently the price direction is up. How about that? It's going. We're in kind of a mini bull run here. It's been really nice. This spike today was really nice, right? You guys, I think, are understanding. Like, well, that was a nice spike, huh? Right? So it's nice for us to be able to experience that. And it looks like we're kind of kind of rounding off just a touch on top, and that's okay. We went through a little bit of a zigzag moment here. Not a big deal. A lot of people have taken at this point. You could just see we're up against a line of resistance. That's all it is, guys. We're at that diagonal. That diagonal slanting kind of line of resistance, and the question is going to be, can we break it, guys? Can we go ahead and break this? Because everybody wants to break this one. This is gonna. Can you imagine the altcoins, everything just soaring? Can you imagine the type of returns? Everyone's going to be happy, right? Prepare your accounts is all I'm going to say. Definitely prepare your accounts, guys, for that. And I always tell people, can you go liquid in a short time period? Can you, if you had to move into kind of a complete cash position, could you do that very quickly? If you had to really lie into, or if you had to really kind of go heavy into a position, could you do that? So we're always interested in issues like that in terms of your agility in the market. Okay, do you have that agility in the marketplace to be able to move functionally, or do you have 8 or 9 different accounts? Can you consolidate your accounts? You guys know that's a big question as you look at your ability to profit. Can you move your money around? Can you move your positions? If you have a coin that's moving faster, or Bitcoin's moving better, or some of you are trading like Ethereum right now, can you make that move quickly? So we're excited to talk about all the coins, guys. Anything with price action, we're there. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, recently the real mainstay of the channel has been Bitcoin. It has. We have traded, you guys know, Dogecoin. We have traded all types of things, guys. And it's been, I know there's a meme coin, what would you call that? Maybe it's fashionable, or what would you call that? It's I don't know. A lot of people don't like it, right? They don't like meme coins. They like the store of value of Bitcoin. Copy that, right? I'm all about that, guys. The meme coins are great to practice on. I'm going to tell you guys that. It's like, they're good to practice trading on. Absolutely. And people have made some money on them. So I don't necessarily push that in terms of the industry, just so you guys know. And the more discussions that I have with wealth advisors and different people who are in the industry in terms of the meme coins, I think they may have a different purpose than what we envision at some point. And I'm open to that, right? But I think it's great to get people involved in the crypto space, to get them to have fun, and to get them exposed to some profits in the marketplace. Now, to the extent that could occur, looks like a little bit of positive price action. To the extent that can occur with why can't that occur with Bitcoin? This is one thing, guys. Recently, this is Bitcoin's proving that, well, it can occur with Bitcoin. We've seen phenomenal price action, guys, with Bitcoin. And so at some point, we start to ask, well, why do we need the meme coins? Why do we need Dogecoin? I'll tell you, it's just, a lot of my friends did very well on Doge. They, we were started talking about it like at 007, right? 0.007. That was a 100x. So a lot of them did really well. So it's nice to see that change happen in terms of the price action with them. Something that kind of went mainstream. A lot of the coins like Coinbase, etc. Bitcoin's been around. You guys know that. So we're happy to focus on it. Technically, excuse me. technically it seems to behave a little bit better. Bitcoin seems to behave a whole lot better than a meme coin. It just does. There's more stability in the technicals. There's more, I think, reliability in terms of people who really trade large positions. They're looking at something like Bitcoin, guys. Whether or not it's Ethereum, which has had a nice rebound, guys, a nice price rebound. I was talking with a few friends who went heavy into Ethereum, etc. And it's just Ethereum has had a great, price. It's had some great volatility to it, guys. So we're excited about your gains in Ethereum. So just recapping, guys, here, you guys know we called out this descending wedge, and it was definitely the pattern to talk about in terms of if you expected bullish activity. And what do we get? We got a breakout of that. It's a continuation pattern to the upside, right? So as we've stalled here, it's at a, kind of an expected zone. It's above, I'm going to say, an expected zone. That's the good news. And I didn't really bring up into, and I really want to zoom in here, I didn't bring up too much this nuanced level just below the, what is that, the 40,007, pardon, 40,007, 772, thereabouts, this previous intermittent high. Looks like we are up above that. That's nice. And I didn't dwell on that too much in the back rooms. You guys know it wasn't one of those days, well, I said a lot of people have taken maybe, but not necessarily us, right? You guys didn't see too much day trading from me today. You just, it was pretty quiet back there. Like, this is a good trade, right? So you guys, I don't know what you capped out at in terms of, or what you maxed out on your trades here, or how it affected your other alts. But again, just to review, we did come into contact with, guys, we came into contact that lower level, not the utmost, the full level of retracement here, but we did come up with that specified level that I like to talk about, that 86%. And look, just guys, right on that line, that it's a 86% in terms of the retracement. So that's a phenomenal hit. And guys, this is another Bitcoin spike. You guys know that when we look at that, guys, it just is. You want to catch those. I mean, that's what we're all about. So kind of remaining quiet in the back rooms. Hopefully you guys were able to ride that through. I never want to tell people when to sell. That's not, that's your business. That's between you and your coin account in terms of your holdings. At the end of the day or end of the year, I want you guys to know you made your own decisions. Hopefully informed decisions. If I can help you inform, in terms of the technicals, if I can help you inform yourself even further in terms of the technicals, that'd be a great thing. There's going to be a question whether or not we've pushed into something which could be kind of categorized as a real lazy at the top, kind of this lazy at the top bull flag. That could occur. I did spell that out, that I wanted that to occur. You guys know that I had drawn up this right here and said, I'd really like to see something. You guys know this. This was days ago. I said I'd really like to see something like that. Wouldn't that be great, just to see some degree of kind of like a bull flag formation that we could try and formulate? And the reason I brought that up, guys, was because of the the price action in around January, guys, because we did formulate, and look at this one. I want you to just look at this, guys. This was not a real clear bull flag, guys. There were some defects to it in terms of the hourly. It just wasn't real clear. But guys, we perfectly reaccomplished in January. We perfectly reaccomplished this run up, just perfectly measured move to the upside in terms of flags fly at half mast, guys. That's correct. And guys, it's just that's what I wanted to try and recreate here. I said that would be nice to recreate in the present day. And look, guys, after going through that example, you see, well, that was not real perfect either. And it did accomplish. The important part is it accomplished to the upside with all of this, seeming volatility, and I'd say the imperfections in it, guys. It did accomplish just like a bull flag. So in terms of that, let's bring that ideology over to the current situation. You see that, guys? If we do sort of a comparative here, that's what we're looking at right now. Doesn't look that bad right now, guys. It doesn't look that bad. I'm going to say it actually looks pretty good. This was an interesting one. If you guys look back in the January situation, just take a look, guys. What did it do? This one formed. What did it form? Well, it formed a pennant. What happened? It failed. Okay, it failed that pennant, the bull pennant, guys, with the constriction kind of a coil. Essentially, that's a symmetrical triangle, right? It failed that pennant and went into a save mode. That save mode, guys, the rescue plan, turned into a bull flag. So that's an example of what can happen with Bitcoin, okay? So as we look at this one, guys, what do we have now? Essentially, we had a falling wedge. You guys know we had a falling wedge that went up. And turned into potentially, what would you guys say? Maybe a bull flag, guys. So it's the I'd say the pennant is probably a stronger, okay, probably a stronger formation if you can really lay into a pennant. Let's just look at that. I mean, that is, I mean, those are gold, guys. You guys know that if you can, if you can hustle up or run into, if you can hustle and work real hard and run into a bull pennant anywhere on any kind of exchange, that's really what you want to do. It's just, or any kind of coin, let me say, it's really nice price action that's indicated. And yeah, that look at that, guys. That really did fall down. Now, what it did after that in January, it formulated a double bottom. You guys see that? That was indicated. So that was an interesting move in January. But that the degree of how we measure the price action, the behavior, technical analysis involves us looking at previous price action. It just does, guys, to kind of let us know, like, what's the dictated expectation in terms of pricing behavior. How has this behaved in the past? How has Bitcoin shown us that it can pick up and operate in line with a real bullish sentiment, even amidst a pattern formation that's not perfect, right? What should our expectations be? As you guys know, in terms of the run up here, right, in terms of this run up, and I have these lines here because I did a few days ago say I'd like to see something that looks kind of like this. Let's get a downward sloping channel. The big important thing is a run up. You need this velocity. You need a run up, which we certainly had that, guys, particularly on the daily. Let's just review that real quickly. The daily is a beautiful expression of that. This is one of the strongest run-ups we've had in years, believe it or not. Just a continuous, strong run up, just uninterrupted, just beautiful. And I had drawn that out a few days ago, so I'd really like to formulate, this downward sloping channel with a line of support and a line of resistance along the top, guys. That's the definition of bull flag. We need that move to the top side. Then we need to consolidate within a downward sloping channel. The downward sloping channel is crucial. It's a channel that's going to, guys, it's going to cut against the trend. So if the trend is up, we'll have a downward sloping channel consolidation, and the expectation is, just due to the pattern formation, that we would move to the upside upon a breakout of the previous resistance, which is then turned into support. So you'll definitely see that in January. So to the extent that we have, you see that line right there, and a little bit choppy, guys, a little bit choppy. So that's maybe looking at something we could kind of, I'm going to tell you this, after you guys trade long enough, you start to get the look and the feel down of a coin. So while we're at this line of resistance here from the top formation, okay, drawing this down into a bullish, guys, falling wedge. All falling wedges are bullish. You know that. Now, it's been a long time in forming this falling wedge. I don't want it to go to waste in terms of you guys not really recognize the implications. It's a continuation pattern. We would anticipate that this would break to the upside. We just would. I think we're the first ones to identify this on the weekly, as you guys know that, on the weekly chart, not the hourly, not the daily, not the 5-minute or anything. On the weekly chart, we identified this. I sent that out in the form of a post on Twitter. You guys follow us at The Kingdom or Bitcoin Spike. Go ahead and follow us on Bitcoin Spike. Our goal is to pick up these spikes, guys. We want to pick up that price action, not just on Bitcoin, guys. A lot of altcoins are receiving attention right now from a lot of institutional players. Yeah, okay. I think they're going to become a lot more mainstream as we look at the ability to really delve into that technology you guys are so excited about, not just with Bitcoin, but with other alts, guys, with Ethereum, with Cardano, with the other coins that you guys are really looking at. With Luna has been real strong recently. Rune has been extremely strong recently. And as you look at those, I think they're going to start getting some more institutional. Part of the adoption equation is there's adoption like with El Salvador, guys. You know that there's adoption with El Salvador. Then there's institutional adoption, right? Then there's other companies, corporations that are starting to look at investing in like Cardano. When you look at JP Morgan recently said their wealth management division is going to start receiving or start delivering the opportunity to their clients. Like, hello, that's a big deal as we look at that, guys. So that adoption is not just, I'm going to say, not just on the streets, guys. It's on Wall Street. So as we look at that, we're excited about that, not just for Bitcoin, but also for your other coins and your other holdings. So I think that's a very positively, what can we say, guys? The bullish formation, this bull flag, is something that Wall Street's going to understand as much as you. Those traders, everything from when they're looking at placing, like, so let's say JP Morgan, their wealth clientele, when they're looking at buying in or not for their clientele, guys, do you not believe that they are looking at this formation right now and deciding whether or not they should, on behalf of Mr. Jones or Mr. Smith or this or that or the entire division, gauging this right now. And don't let this pass you up, guys. The fact that this move started, it was very well timed in terms of the conference and meeting with Jack Dorsey, with Elon Musk, with SpaceX saying, yes, we also have holdings, right? With them saying we also have the holdings, right, in terms of Bitcoin. So that was in and along this area, guys. So all of this seems very well coordinated right now to experience a real, I'm going to say almost a radical, spike in price, guys, because we have not experienced this. As you look back on the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, we haven't had a push like this quickly on the RSI in well over a year, guys. Since March of 2020, was there a move this strong from under 30 to over 70 on the RSI, guys? So this is a real unique moment, and that's just technical. That's not me giving an opinion. You guys, you can look at those factors. You can look at the details there. But as we look at, where's the price going, it's going to need buying activity. You guys know that. We're going to need pressure, okay? We're going to need some buying pressure. We have been over, we've technically been overbought, guys. We've technically for a little while on the hourly, guys, okay? So in terms of the daily, we can go into the daily as well. The hourly is going to be more consistently overbought. It's going to be oversold. I wouldn't let the hourly bother you as much. That daily RSI has been crucial, guys. It has been a critical thing for us to look at. Once we dipped down below 30, I was all eyes on. I was literally like, this is a very unique circumstance. And the issue was either we were going to continue to dip down a little bit lower, because we had been lower in 2017 and 2020. We had been lower technically under 30 in terms of the overall calculation, the overall, what was the measurement, exact figure. We had been lower. So it was either one of two options. But the other option, guys, it was either an entry now. That's why I went ahead and said, I think it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. I just said that, and I was waiting for that RSI on the daily, guys. I was waiting for that unique circumstance, because I value your opinions and your investments, guys. I just do. As much as you want to value your investments, I try and value them as if I were in your shoes, right? Not financial advice, but I have experience in finance. You guys do too. So it's like, at some point I'm like, I want to, if I'm going to say something, I want it to work out. I really do, guys, with all my heart and soul in terms of the performance of this channel, etc. I really believe in kind of this group effort and the team effort, and the fact that we have a good symbiosis between us. So we appreciate you guys subscribing. If you're just tuning in for the first time, my name is London, and I'm with the Crypto Kingdom. We just recently started Bitcoin Spike. We really focus on technicals. I have a previous background in finance, guys. I was out of Duke University in 3 years. I'm certified in markets, so that's that I try and bring that to the table. I also have real world experience. Okay, so I know you guys do too. I mean, you guys are operating businesses. You have jobs. You're either a lot of you are technical analysts and logistics. We have members of the VIP. That's our top level membership. That are guys that are former BlackRock, former JP Morgan, everything blue collar to white collar. The key is we want to beat the market. We have full-time day traders. If you guys want to trade, if you want to get in a room with a bunch of people who are just knocking the lights out, you guys need to join us. We would really, really love to have you, and I think you'll find that you're amidst great company. I'll say that, and we really appreciate all of your dedication to the charts, etc. When I see those charts from you, they're looking beautiful, guys. They are looking beautiful. It's a really strong asset that we have in the back. It's getting really nice. I'm going to say that, a real good group of traders. So as we look at this price action again, let's just review. And again, I was talking about the fact, like JP Morgan, I know they're looking, these investment houses, I know they're looking at this charts, guys. I know people here literally in town that are former JP Morgan, and JP Morgan is the hottest news. You guys know that in terms of them offering this to the Bitcoin to their wealth management division. Not just Bitcoin, it's cryptocurrency funds. Okay, cryptocurrency funds is a pretty broadly scoped, crack your knuckles out on that, pretty broadly scoped, I'd say description of what they're going to be investing in. I have spoken, guys, with literal wealth managers, and they are looking at things beyond Bitcoin. I want to let you guys know that. I can confirm that personally, that individuals, wealth managers, are looking at, their analysts are looking at things beyond Bitcoin, okay? They're looking into, yes, beyond Bitcoin. Now, in terms of the specifics of that, guys, you know that, I think it was Josh, interestingly enough, in terms of maybe specifics, I don't know, not, Josh in our group recently entered into an Ethereum trade. It was very nice, very nice. I wonder if those guys, those wealth managers are looking at Ethereum. We've done really well on Rune. Yeah, we've done well on Rune, guys. I wonder if those wealth managers are looking at Rune. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be interesting Interesting if I could let you guys know that somehow. It'd be interesting if I could let you guys know that somehow. I'd say that would be very interesting. Don't you guys think so? I think so. So congratulations on those two specific coins. In terms of the phenomenal gains, up over 150%. Someone's buying hello on Rune. Someone's buying Rune. It's Thorchain Rune. Very interesting, guys. So when you're looking at the JP Morgan, when you're looking at things beyond Bitcoin, which has kind of received some mainstay attention, and guys, the price action recently has been so phenomenal. It's been so fun to trade. I'm so happy to be able to focus it. It's becoming a nice point of conversation amongst us. You guys know that. Not just us here internally, but amongst people as the price continues to go up and perform well. It seems like it's getting that level of acceptance that it needs. So that's that level of, like, I'd say, adoption, not just with El Salvador, also with investors, with wealth management divisions, with traders that are on, formerly employed by, if it's Price Waterhouse Cooper or Schwab or Fidelity. I mean, they need to adopt it. So we're looking forward to that level of acceptance in terms of the overall marketplace as well. I think that's going to be really crucial, guys. So as we look at this pattern formation right now, just don't miss a beat on this, guys. This line of resistance has got to get going, guys. We break that and we're going to be okay. I'm going to let you guys know that if we can break this line of resistance, this is the key focal point. You'll see this hit in and around. Establish it at the 64,863.10. Okay, you guys know that all-time high, guys. 64,863.10, $64,863.10. I remember it like it was yesterday, guys. 64,863.10. So then this other intermittent high in around 50. What is that? 50. What was that? 59,000. 59,000 thereabouts. We're on the. I'm going to say we're on the hourly. You guys know these charts are going to change a little bit. We can go to the candles to get it exact, but we do have that double pivot into this line of resistance. Correct? Yes, we do. Then we have another hit, guys. Another hit in this area. I'm going to say it's contraindicated in terms of right now the daily to the hourly. You guys know the daily is going to be more consolidated. Okay, it's going to take all the price action. For instance, just as we explained this, because a lot of people are going to play this breakout. And so you play it on the daily, you play it on the hourly, guys. We have, I think, the most specific, in terms of the charts that produce for the back, it's the most specific charts I can produce. When I come to you guys with something like, I'm going to tell you guys the amount of work I did, just so you know, I'm one of these guys. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to push. The amount of work that I did in terms of bringing you guys, I try not to bring you something unless it's highly indicated. And I've got confirmation on multiple. I mean, guys, there's 21 time frames. Okay, I like to look at all of them. Believe it or not, I just do. Okay, if I'm gonna stake my reputation, the channel, everything else, we've been phenomenally successful, guys, on throughout the entirety in terms of producing gains. We have members that literally have 6 and 7 figure positions, guys. So in terms of that, you guys know that I put a lot of dedication. It's not financial advice, but I put a lot of dedication into the opinions that I bring you, because I know there's families, there's happiness, there's things that depend on this, and it's not. I know you guys make your own decisions, you do your own research, but if I'm going to be a part of that equation, I want you to know I esteem that very highly. I respect that very much. So that's the level of I'd say dedication that I put into it. And you guys know that. I hope you guys definitely trust that and know that. You just don't doubt that, guys. I'm hard at work for you. So in terms of this, let's back off this resistance line just a moment. Let's rewind and remind ourselves of one key important fact here that we have broken out of. And the lines, guys, the lines, if they're off just a touch here, I will snap them back on immediately once the stream is done. And just understand, when I draw out a pattern formation, I may spend 10 minutes, guys. I'll get into it, guys, in terms of, now it's not always necessary. You guys know that. But in terms of the different time frames, I want to see how, right now, and I've done these diagnostics, I want to see how the hourly departs from the daily. I want to see the level of price action that's above and below the line on the daily. I want to see whether or not it seems more bullish, seems more bearish, whether or not it seems like there's a potential for a fake out or not, before I bring you guys an opinion like, well, it seems like, like for instance, on this specific falling wedge, people were discussing, well, it's just a setup for, and I'll say it was just a setup like for an immediate, I'm going to say for an immediate head and shoulders. People were just discussing that like it was already a foregone conclusion. I'm like, well, not based on what I've seen. Okay. And I mentioned it kind of slightly or lightly in terms of the possibility for a head and shoulders. But no, it was more indicated in terms of, like, I'd say the falling wedge, and we have had other falling wedges, guys, in this consolidation zone. So this is a nice hit. We've had other falling wedges in this zone during the last 60 plus days, guys, that have really torn to the downside. So in terms of where we are now, what I'm going to say is this was a beautiful move of almost 9% today. That we booked that, guys. We booked that trade. I booked it as just a beautiful trade. I'm very excited about that, guys. I know a lot of you booked trades today, not only Bitcoin, but guys, the whole market has been doing well. So we're excited about that. We'd like to focus on Bitcoin. I think it's a really good coin for people to learn to trade on. I'm just going to tell you guys, as you look at the possibilities, you may say, well, maybe you're unfamiliar enough with trading and the dynamics in it to really capitalize on the full amount. Maybe you feel more comfortable just holding. Guys, I don't like to see or hear stories about people who've lost, I'd say, like 50% of their holdings, and I know we're going back up. Like, I'm not trying to, spoil the party at all. It's just, if you can sell the 64A6310 and buy it for half price, that'd be beautiful, right? And we don't have that opportunity right now. And some people are like, well, I'd like to now. We can't, right? So that's nice. If we can bust through this line of resistance, guys, we're gonna be doing nicely. If also, remember, we have this cross line, I say a dual battle. We have two hurdles to get through. We can bust through them, okay? One is this line of resistance. We are close, guys. It's like just tooth and nail. We are close, this line of resistance, okay? From the top, from the 64.86310 down, okay, that line of resistance can be beat. Now, what's going to potentially act as a frustrator and a potential fake out mechanism, or it could be a mechanism to achieve a confirmation. It's going to be, guys, and I think it would be beautiful. And you guys see this trend line along from the top, guys, from 64.86310 down, multiple hits along this trend line. If we're able to, look at this, guys, if we are able, okay, to blast through this line of resistance, I think it would operate as a really phenomenal. You guys know this right in here. Exactly what we met as resistance was what? It was an extension on the upside, right? Absolutely. That was our first level of extension, the 23.6. So that was a nice level on the macro to meet up with, right? That was perfect. Now, what I'd like to talk about, and let's go ahead and just click on this. Let's change this around just a touch. I want to make this just a different color right here. That is in concert with a line with an extension. Okay, the extension has operated as a frustrating kind of line of resistance, right? So what I'm going to say is, it would be beautiful. We have I'd say a double hurdle here to get up and over. It would be really beautiful if we were to break through this line of resistance, okay, this diagonal line of resistance. We were to break up and to contact the extension resistance, to come back down to the line of resistance, use it as support, and then break on through the extension. That would be a move for the ages, guys, if we were able to do that. So we're very well set up in terms of the technicals to pull off something to that degree. And it would just be, guys, if we could write the story like that, it would be choice. It would be very, very, very nice. We would love to see breaking through that diagonal line of resistance. Things have worked out so beautifully thus far. It would just be, kind of a storybook ending, guys, or a beginning, let's say, in terms of the future price action. I really think that we are in for some strongly indicated price action if we can break through this line of resistance and through this extension, guys. It opens up a world of opportunities to the upside. We've gone through some pricing targets previous heretofore. We can do that again. I would pay attention to those extensions. The good news is, from this consolidation zone, from this previous consolidation zone, and guys, it's been a while. You guys know that it's been a little bit, right? This, over 60 days, guys. And we look at that as if we were to break out above, first of all, if we were to break over this diagonal line of resistance and then somehow above this line, this extension, guys, what we're going to be looking at is the fact that we would have already cleared all of these intermittent highs at this level. So we have accomplished a great deal. We have accomplished a great deal in terms of this price action here. We've accomplished so much, guys. We are up above, guys. I mean, we don't have the frustration of all these intermittent highs here. You guys know, it's close, guys. It is close. So we're excited about the price action. We're excited about your trades. We're excited about your holdings having recovered quite a bit to the tune of, this is just the price action. It's been phenomenal, guys. I want to say up over 40%, up, maxing out over 45% within a 10 to 11 day time period. Yes, we retraced a bit met the threshold. You guys know we met that threshold at 23.6 on the extensions. We did retrace. We came into beautiful contact with a Fibonacci. You guys had those pricing targets from our team, etc. The guys in the back. It's just a beautiful representation of the Fibonacci's. We're at the second level down, that 38 point. I'd say the 38. Just won't get specific, but we have the 20, about the 25. Then we have about the 38 or so. So that's really. It's really nice, guys, in terms of the overall price action. We're very excited to see that. I'm very excited to see this falling wedge produce for you. I cut a specific video yesterday for VIPs, and I try and do that, guys. We're working on the delivery mechanisms. I do want you to know, if you just tuned in, I'm working on, so you guys know, I'm working on, I just met with the team today, the logo team for US Open, guys, and I don't play tennis at all, but they did the logo work on contract basis for the US Open, and they do really great work. So I'm trying to work with them in terms of getting you guys a really awesome, I've talked about it, it's just that they haven't been available. So I am working on getting that, I'm getting that VIP card for you guys, and I'm really excited about that. I want it to be something like, wow, this is nice. I want you guys to have something really to esteem yourself in the community, etc. If I can provide that to you guys, I want to definitely, I want that to be kind of like part of a care package, something we can take care of things for you. You guys have been so great along the way here. It's been really nice to watch all of you develop in terms of your skills. So we can get a little bit more detailed on the price action. I think the macro, this macro, I'm calling the 1 hour macro, which I guess that's permissible at this point, guys. From the daily, that's typically what we say, the macro. Just don't forget we're in a bullish formation here, okay? I did look at this, look at this flag in January, this bull flag here. Now, that's something that's really, really choppy on the daily, right? We'd have to go down, I'd say, to the hourly to get a little bit better of an expression in terms of what that, what the nature of the degree of that is. It looks like I'm a little bit graphically inclined here. Let me go to the 4 hour, see how the 4 hour is. And it looks like we may need to go to TradingView real quickly here. I've got like 4 different system processes. Let's see what we have. There we go. I have lights, camera, and all the action that this little computer. They sold me the #1 computer. Have you guys had this happen? Good question, guys. As we talk about equipment, why don't we talk about it? Because this, I'm running like 5 processes on this right now. There's my hourly, slowly peeling through my graphics card. As you guys have equipment, as you're looking at things, this is the best computer that is on the market right now. Believe it or not, this is the best computer. They sold it to me. I know you guys are looking at the #1 thing, the quickest machine, etc. I literally went and bought the best computer that they could sell me. I'm like, I want the very best computer. Like, yes, sir, you come this way, come right here. Still, it has problems. Still problems with graphics processing. As you guys look into the trading platform that you're looking at, now I have a home computer that screams in terms of the desktop. I've invested in that. The investment, I'd say, in your learning, guys, is crucial in terms of the book, okay, the books, okay. This is a book. Wall Street uses this book, so I use it. I love being plugged into what they're looking at. Again, this bull flag on the hourly, but you see the glitch on that, guys. It's just a graphics processor. The equipment these days, and you guys know there's limitations in chips, etc. Those are playing in equities very interestingly right now. But this consolidated movement here, you see how choppy this is in January. Just try and continually upgrade, get the best system. I think I've bought 3 new computers in the last 2 or 3 months. It's just been literally trying to stay ahead of the market, stay to where I have the most accurate information. And when I do stream it, it probably taxes it out quite a bit. But definitely in terms of what you're trading on, we haven't talked about it. It's a great time to talk about it. Are you trading on a platform that you know is the fastest platform? Are you getting the absolute most live pricing when you're plugged into trading? Right? These are questions that we want to delve into, and I want you guys to understand that those are just crucial elements in terms of your profit. It's not anymore just a luxury. It's something that's really, really required. So that is what that is. So I encourage you guys to look at that. We were in this pattern. I did look back in this previous zone. We just did take a look at that in terms of the bull flag, just to show you that it's a bit choppy, guys. This right here is also a bit choppy. You guys know that it's a bit choppy, absolutely. But I think based upon that previous zone, this qualifies, guys, as something that's going to want to move up. Now on the daily, it really lines itself out. You guys know that on the daily, it's really well lined out. As we look at that, it's just what's particularly lined out better than January, and that was, guys, 18,000 to up over 40,000. People doubled their money like it was just no problem, right? That was a nice move. I was a part of this run up. It was very nice, guys. It was very, very nice. To repeat those types of moves would be beautiful, guys. We're looking forward to some continued price action. If we can beat this, if we can beat one of 2 hurdles, first of all, actually two of two hurdles. One is going to be this diagonal line expressed on the daily and the hourly. Look at the contraindications. Make sure you're prepared to not only beat this diagonal line in terms of the resistance, which we're currently right up against right now, guys. Okay. Now, a lot of people are taking profits. They're looking at adding to their position once this trend line is broken. That's why I'm saying look at the daily, look at the weekly. I mean, you can look at the daily, the weekly. In fact, we haven't even looked at the weekly. Definitely also the hourly. As we look at the, and I'll talk about how we came up with this wedge formation. I think it's hugely important. We came up with the wedge formation looking at this weekly. And guys, that was one of the strongest moves that we've had. The more, I'd say the more that we're able to zoom out, the more that we're able to get a broad line picture of the price action, guys, I just think it really benefits you. Let's look at the weekly real quickly. That is how we identified a falling wedge. The original falling wedge that led to the current price action. You may want to know, like, is there some secret formula? Guys, the lines right here, I'm going to talk about this on the weekly chart. Let's go into this real quickly because I haven't talked about it. A little bit of I'd say a fortunate, and you guys have no idea what this looked like when I brought it to everyone's attention on Twitter. I was like, this is not, and I just said it like this is not technically conforming. Okay, it was not a good technical pattern conformance. The fact that we had on each of these lines on the weekly, we had a real solid line here in terms of the support, just directional, exactly directional in terms of the formation of the weekly line here. Also, in terms of the resistance, we had a real solid line here. That gave me the indication that we were in a falling wedge. This was a smaller falling wedge here, but it was so well indicated and it was slanting down like it was going to fail. And I just tweeted out to everyone. I was like, this is not supposed to fail, this formation. It's a bullish formation. Guys, when I tweeted that out, I'm not sure what happened. Literally, the price just started to anchor up and anchor up and anchor up and anchor up. And guys, that's where we have gone since that time frame. So me having gone through those diagnostics, having published that too, and I always copy, I copy BlackRock, I copy JP Morgan, I copy, you guys, everybody from Elon to Tesla, etc. I'll copy all the guys. Say this is not supposed to be happening technically, right? So that was a big move. That's been a really crucial big move. Since that time, we were down in this area here. Since that time, guys, we're up, a good amount. I want to go to the candles just to kind of measure that. We can see on the candles essentially where we were. And guys, it was just, it was really something else. You'll see we were kind of at the bottom, in terms of this low marker, guys. Close to, I think we were the 28,356. Yeah, from that point up, we achieved over, I'd say, a 45% gain. We're currently up well over, I'd say right at about 40%, just 39.65, so over 35%. So that weekly is instrumental sometimes as you get the overall big picture. You're able to identify even candlestick patterns, etc. We identified that bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Okay, then we saw the amazing price action that just kind of came down the pipe on the. Let me go back to the line chart. There we go. Just to let you guys know, we appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the fact that you're plugged in and tuned in to the guys that we're the number one TA channel. I'm just going to say that we have not just me. We have people in the back. I want to give a shout out to Andrew. Andrew is our kind of in-house. What do you call yourself, Andrew? Is a lead support analyst. I think you dubbed that. So I'm going to stick with that. And Andrew's one of the best traders that I know. Period. So Andrew, welcome. It's nice to have you, sir. Hats off to you, sir. And it's nice to have Andrew in the mix. He's definitely in the back. He's in the VIP, and he's just one of the solid supporters here. $1,000 level of supporter. We really appreciate that, Andrew. It means a lot to us. And to all the VIPs that are looking at that, you guys are able to buy me a Cohiba cigar every now and then. I really appreciate that. I've got one right there. So yeah, I appreciate that very much. It's very kind of you guys when you're able to do that, and it's very well appreciated and highly regarded by me. Thank you. Appreciate the sentiment. So in terms of this falling wedge, you guys know we called that a breakout pattern. Bullish. We are in an overall in the macro. We're also in that. I'd say we're in that same formation on the on the macro wherein we're looking at it. We probably want to go to the daily to identify that. You guys know that. We'd want to go to the daily just to really get a good picture. That's the daily chart. Okay, so we would look at this smaller on the hourly, kind of interacting quite nicely and kind of being in a level of parallel. I'd say a level of parallel or coincident status with the daily with the hourly. So what we're looking at is this falling wedge formation here, which is bullish. Correct? Yes. Okay. We expect that to break to the upside. Okay. That's what we expect based on the fundamentals of technical analysis. You guys know that. It's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's what we would expect looking at the fundamentals of technical analysis. Is this to be a continuation pattern, meaning it's going to continue to the upside? We started in an upward direction with a bull market. We're expecting this to continue to the upside, guys. That's the expectation of the wedge, which is defined by multiple hits, okay, multiple pivots, hits along this line of resistance, and multiple hits along this line of support. So that move up recently, this recent spike, and you guys know, follow us on Twitter, the Bitcoin spike, guys. Also follow us at the Kingdom, certainly and always, guys. As we look at this spike really identified for us the existence of this falling wedge. It perfectly fell into conformance. It also achieved a hit right at the line of resistance at that 23%, that first top level of resistance on the macro, okay, on the macro. So I'm just going to say on the macro, and that's measuring, guys, the extensions from the beginning of the trend. Okay, from the beginning of the trend, which I believe we measured in December, okay, the beginning of the trend, excluding the previous, I'm going to say excluding the previous nature. And what I'll do a lot of times, guys, is I will take the previous channels or anything that looks like it could be identified as a non-trend event, okay, or non-trend events, and I will draw a red line. I will draw some sort of a zone here wherein I will start my trend analysis after this point. So that is where I have begun my extensions. For purposes of the extensions on the macro, is eliminating, is eliminating anything that has a prior kind of a channel formation to it, or any other kind of thing which could be argued to be part of a previous pattern formation instead of the existing trend. On that formation, on that basis of calculation, we just measuring up in terms of your extension, dropping down to the most recent low, guys, and below 30,000 on the line chart, on the daily line. We have this spike has hit the top level, guys, the first level of resistance, okay, and that level of resistance is one hurdle to get over. The second level, it's the first one we didn't get over. It was also coincident with this diagonal line of resistance that's indicated by the first, I'd say these first two hits along this line of resistance in the falling wedge, guys. So we're at that level again. That's the exciting part right now. We do have two hurdles again. Let's just review, guys. Repetition is key. We do have two hurdles to get over. I want to let you guys know that as we look at the two hurdles to get over. One is going to be this diagonal line of resistance, right? Yes, one's going to be the diagonal line of resistance, okay? The second is going to be this, when we move time frames, our lines will move. That's just trading view. You guys just get used to that. This is the micro. We're down in the micro. I've gone to the 1 hourly. One is going to be on the line of resistance is going to be the overall macro line of resistance that we are on right now, which is confluent with the top hit around the 64.8, 63.10, and that secondary pivot. Right. So that line carried down is essentially expressed right now by these two lines. A very exciting time for Bitcoin to want to break through this diagonal line of resistance, and then to also encounter, guys, this 23.6 on the macro extensions. Okay, so it's really going to require a dual level of a hit, guys, and what we're looking at is we're going to need to conquer this specific diagonal line to break out, and then to use this resistance. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is that we can use the resistance as a level of support and then power through the extension, the line of resistance on the extensions as indicated by the extensions. That would be ideal. I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to be watching the time frames very closely. I'll be watching the daily, the hourly, the 4 hourly, and I will probably not be as focused on the smaller time frames for this type of a move. Why? Because while I will pick up on kind of the micro strategy, and I don't use that term lightly, I do believe the smaller time frames tell the big picture a lot of times, because you'll catch, for instance, how did we catch, guys, this specific move? I mean, we know about it, but a lot of people don't even know about what this specific move was down at the bottom, guys, as we looked at this move here. we just formulated, and I brought this to the attention of the individuals in the back. I said, it just appears as if we've at least set a higher low, right? That was real crucial while we were up, under 30,000. We've at least set a higher low, right? That was my idea. That's what I look for a lot of times in entering into a trade. Can I find a higher low? Well, we found a higher low here, and it just looked like we were expressing a triangle, and I drew out a triangulation. And I delivered it to the guys in the back, and I'm like, are you guys paying attention to what could be an ascending triangle? And that was on, from point 1 to 2 in terms of that on the bottom to catch this, just to catch. And guys, if you caught this right here, if you caught it, under 30, or you caught it, some of the VIPs, they said, well, I caught it, in this area right here. Great, beautiful, right? Whatever you decided to do, like that'll work, right? And as some of you already had a position, clearly some of you entered during this channel formation. You guys know that. Some of you were playing the breakout, or a stop loss at that level. That's fine. There's not much. I'm going to say not a whole lot of harm in doing that with Bitcoin, because it can surprise you to the upside. Typically, if you look at a risk-reward ratio, guys, your move to the upside can be more significant, I'm going to say, than your stop-loss order. So as you're looking for a strategy to trade Bitcoin, you might want to consider that. I mean, maybe look into that. Would you say, well, if in each of these consolidation zones, if I were to set a stop-loss at a certain percentage below the consolidation zone while I'm in, and maybe acquiring at kind of the low point of these, because it loves to consolidate. You guys know that, these different consolidation zones. If you can do that, it would have paid off, handsomely, particularly while we're in a bull run. You guys know that, right? So that may be a framework that some of you guys use, particularly if we're expressing upward momentum, particularly also as long as we are within a trend. You guys know kind of the stair-step routine. I brought this to the attention of people earlier. This stair-step, once the stair-steps just start, it's just, it's really nice to keep them going. Once that stair-step stops, guys, once that ride is over, we're the first ones to bring that out. We did break this trend, and I'm going to say the upper trend, but guys, there's another trend line I want to talk about in 1 second. I think it's indicated. I think it's very important in terms of of your understanding of where we are right now, and it's kind of a secondary trend line. If I get rid of this falling wedge here, which did play, I was happy to be able to bring that to your attention. This falling wedge on the micro, on the 1 hourly, and it looks like what are we doing here on the 1 hourly? I want to look a little bit closely. It's kind of an interesting formation. I'm not going to specify that right now, but it's kind of an interesting formation. Currently at about 41,000, just 40,000. Yeah, very nice formation. As I look at the other charts, I'm going to bring up my additional secondary and tertiary charts just to make sure that we are looking good. Yeah, we're just right at 40,999. Looking at the different exchanges, wanting to compare from Bitstamp to Binance to Bybit, etc. Just wanting to compare, make sure always to have like a double and triple check available for you guys so that we're operating with the accurate levels of information. Just I've got devices and screens everywhere trying to continually do that for you guys. I know you guys are very sophisticated in terms of your approach to the market as well. So as we look at this additional trend line, and I did just bring up again this falling wedge just to let you guys know, bullish pattern continuation to the upside, clearly indicated, and what was hit within that. And guys, it was just really nice. I want to say, that 86 on that 86, okay, is the Fibonacci level, which I didn't customize it myself, guys. It's just I've been using it. I've diagnosed the market enough. I've really looked into the market moves, and I've determined the 86. Okay, I didn't get that from anybody. I promise you guys. I've done the diagnostics enough on the market to where I've developed and feel very comfortable with the 86. That's just a byproduct of hard work. So when I bring that to you guys, I hope you appreciate that. This is an instance where you see it perfectly play out here. That 86 in terms of what was hit and what caused the move to the upside was the hit along the 86% retracement from this move and around the 37,685 thereabouts to the measuring stick in terms of 39,806. The entire amplitude of that was measurable, and guys, what was executed thereafter was were the Fibonacci. So that was a nice pickup, clearly a nice pickup, huge spike to the upside, guys. And we want to capture those spikes, guys. That's what we want to do. We want to focus on them, and we want to be able to pull the trigger, or we want to be able to capitalize on that 8 or 9% move frequently throughout the week. Yeah, we want to be able to do that. The good thing about Bitcoin, it can handle your liquidity. It can definitely handle your liquidity in terms of, these are the types of moves where you're not going to have a problem moving. I'm just going to say moving a few 100,000, moving 500,000 in and out of a market, guys. Moving maybe larger amounts than that. You're going to be able to do that on a move of 5-10% in the overall market. It's going to support moves like that. That's one of the good things of Bitcoin. And whereas a smaller coin, I'll say with your major alts, you still have that. Definitely with Ethereum, definitely with your top 10 market caps, etc. But some of the other micro caps that you guys may be dealing with, you'll just find yourself a little bit lonely there if you have a larger position. I don't want you guys to get stuck with a liquidity issue where you can't necessarily negotiate your position the way you want to. I don't want you to affect the market, particularly. And now we look at affecting the market. You guys remember there's some people who have affected the Bitcoin market, absolutely, with a few liquidity tests. You guys know that. I think it was around right after the 64.8, 63.10. Someone decided to test the liquidity on the market. Very interesting, Mr. Musk. Very, very, very interesting, sir. That's did you get the result you wanted in terms of the testing of the liquidity? Well, the rest of everyone else did. While what? While watching the price perfectly go down to the 23.6, the top level of the Fibonacci. Okay, so in terms of your structuring of the market, in terms of the testing of the market, very interesting test that Tesla, that Elon pulled off at the top of the market, because if you'll recall, when he sold, the price went down perfectly to the 23.6% retracement. Okay, very, very important, guys, as we look at things. That was, definitely a time as well that I've been talking about the rounding of the curve and the top of Bitcoin with people I was instructing back then. And I said, this is it. This is, going to be at the top. I drove, and just because technically it was indicated. A lot of things, we talk about, and maybe it would not have happened, right? So, but that did happen. That was one thing that I was happy to be able to teach individuals about. That 23.6 was kind of a confirmation that we were at the top level as well. So that gave me an additional, a good reason for the people I was talking to be like, maybe you can buy this at 30% cheaper or 40. I normally talk in normal terms. Maybe you could buy. What if you could buy this at 50% cheaper than right now? That's a nice discussion to have with someone who's about to throw in, maybe 50,000 or 100,000 into a market. Like, what if you could buy it 50% less? Like, those are the value opportunities that you can come by when you're plugged into the right group. So we appreciate all of you guys being plugged into us, and that's the type of mindset. We're just value driven. We just are. I want to see you guys achieve returns. I want to, and not that we're bearish when we need to be bullish. Never, guys, never. We want to express the condition and the overall framework of the marketplace rationally and reasonably at all times. That's what we're involved in. A lot of you have analytical backgrounds. We have a shout out to Jay Suave. What's up, Jay? VIP, former BlackRock, former JP Morgan, etc. We've had everything from crypto exchange employees to, we have the gamut in terms of the individuals with the analytical skills to be competitive, I believe, against the street. And we have to be in a trade, guys. You know that. When we're booking trades, when we're throwing into trades, we're competing against the best, not just in the U.S., around the world. You guys know it's an open marketplace. So we need to have that next level. We need to have that our A game on, our A+ game. And so I'm constantly trying to bring my own A+ game and focus on the technicals, focus on the market. We get quite a bit distracted sometimes. It'll be another news story. It'll be a gossip column. It'll be something. No, we're focused on the market. That's what we focus on day in and day out. I'm constantly trying to improve your experience here at the Crypto Kingdom and at Bitcoin Spike as well. So you guys let me know what you think about the price action. We'd love to hear some comments on as you follow us on our new Twitter, Bitcoin Spike. Go ahead and also join in that free 5,500 in USDT. Guys, check with the program requirements. Check with the exchange. I'm happy to talk with you about what I know about it. I know that people are receiving cash reward. So they want you to trade, though, guys. That's part of the exchange. They're not just going to hand it out on the street corner. They want you to be involved in the exchange to some degree. So you guys looking at the program requirements on that, but it's a verified deal. I've shown the screenshots and everything else from the actual exchange. So it's a real deal. Gate is phenomenal. I want to encourage you guys, use Gate. Try it. If you want to tune out, try using Gate. If you're into TA, try using Gate, the exchange, on the Chrome browser on your Android or on your iPhone. Try and see how much better it is. You will be amazed. You'll be floored. I used it this morning instead of using TradingView application where my lines always stick. I'm trying to pull over and do. No, guys. On Gate, it is fluid. It is a beautiful experience. So go to the Gate website on your Android, whether or not you trade on it or not. I don't care if you trade on it or not, guys. It's not for me. We look at the data. We're trying to amass data analytics on trades to benefit the community. But what I'll say is, in terms of how well that works for TA, you'll be floored. If you're not, shoot me a direct message, because I've been doing TA a long time. I've never seen anything. This morning I was working with it like I finally found something that works on my mobile. So it's very exciting to see that, and I hope you guys appreciate that. Give it a shot. Give it a try. It's within the Chrome browser. Go to the Gate website. Be like, okay, you go to the Gate website and look at their interface, expand the drawing a bit, and see what you can do. You'll have to work with the desktop version there within your browser, but that's the thing, is you have the full desktop version of TradingView within your browser, or within your browser on your mobile. Hello. It's nice, guys. You'll like it a lot. It's very smooth, very surprisingly smooth. I just saw it this morning. I'm like, I have to bring it to your attention, whether or not we pause in this or not, just to let you guys know it's that important. I'm just from with all my, with all of you guys know how much I focus on TA. I found that I got to tell them about that. It's really exciting. So I wanted to cover that for you guys. In terms of this this bullish pattern, guys, we are on this and it's just like the price is kind of paused here for a moment. That's fine. Just to let you know what we've paused up against. This line right here, that line is confluent, guys, with the top level of the formation of the entirety of the price action. You just don't be mistaken about this. It's $64,863.10, $64,863.10 carried down through this moment at around 59,000. Another pivot carried on down through the current price action, guys. That's where we're at. That is the level. That is the level of resistance that we're at, okay, in terms of the diagonal. We need to beat that. We can beat that, guys. I said in and around this time, and you guys know in and around this time, and you guys know what we're up against, right? You know what we're up against. I did say while this was forming, I really see this going through this line of resistance. You guys know that, and I just said that. I really see this happening, guys. And for what it's worth, that's what I said, right? I'm not going to change what I said. You guys can go back and say it. It just seems like we have too much momentum. It really does. I'm going to say that, and I'll always stick on that, because I don't see this type of a move up. Let's go back to the daily. I don't see this type of a move up wasted that frequently, guys, in the charts. This is such an incredible move to the upside. It's uninterrupted. It's so smooth. Look at that price action. It is just phenomenal. Look at that move. That's a huge move, guys, on the daily chart. I rarely see something like that really interrupted and just completely capitulate. It doesn't happen that frequently. So in terms of the probabilities, if I had to rate it, I would say the probabilities are that this move to the upside is going to be, they're going to make use of it somehow, guys. That's the level of momentum that got powered into the market. That momentum doesn't frequently just disappear. It just doesn't. Look at the chart formations. Look at the past of Bitcoin. I'm not selling smoke here, guys. I'm selling, if anything, like, go get a book. How about that? Go get a technical analysis book. How about that? That's the only thing I'll tell you to go buy, maybe from Amazon, something like that. Principles of Technical Analysis, John J. Murphy, used by Wall Street, guys. It's New York Institute of Finance. That is the #1 book, guys. I'm going to tell you, from the guys I know, et cetera, in Wall Street, that is the #1 book they have there in the office, looking at the same charts and pattern formations. This is the book, okay? So that's the book we use, just because it's so widely accepted. So when I look at January, when I look at February, I don't see, okay, price action even during those run-ups, guys. One area in here was a nice strong move. Still not as strong, guys, as the entirety of this move here. Okay, as the entirety of this move. Still not as strong. There's just not a move on the map in the beginning of the year that's this strong. So to me, that's an indication, guys. That's a big, strong indication that, yeah, that may want, we're going to want to do something with that. Something is going on beyond just, well, we kind of hit a line of resistance, a line of support, we hit a pricing target. No, it just seems a little bit more indicated in terms of the momentum that we have. Ultimately, what's going to determine this, guys, what's going to play the story here, can we beat, to answer the question, to answer my question, I can answer it myself, I know the answer. Can we beat the diagonal line? We're going to see. Can we beat the line of resistance at the 23.6 on the extensions? We'll see. If we can't, what's nice is we know, guys, we know a nice pattern formation that has come into grips. So we're definitely, I feel squared away personally in terms of the technicals right now. I feel very confident in this zone here. I know the different time frames. I know the hourly versus the daily, the 4 hourly versus the 30-minute. I've done the research on the different exchanges, etc. Does Bybit different from Binance, different from Gate, different from Coinbase? I mean, I've been doing the analytics on this, guys. Not just let's work on one chart on one exchange. I've been doing them all, guys. So I'm really confident when I'm bringing you this information. And it's just what I try and it's just what I try and do, guys. 41,132, trying to break through this line of resistance. I'm just going to call that, guys, trying to break through this line of resistance. I would like to see a breakout of this line of resistance. Okay, I'd like to see it potentially turned into a level of support on guys. If we go on the daily, let's look at the hourly. Let's dig into the hourly. Okay, so the hourly is going to give you the more detailed time frame in terms of Bitcoin, currently at 41,045, guys. Just phenomenal. We can push this into, guys, if we want to, kind of like a bull flag. We did that earlier. The breakout of this pattern brought to you yesterday by me, guys, just brought to you on the micro, was this bullish formation here. Also, I brought to the guys in the back, I brought you, and we have some movement, guys. It's just nice to see. It's been doing this all day long. It's just been a beautiful move since hitting that 86% retracement. The 86% retracement, okay, indicated. I brought those pricing targets to the guys in the back last night. It's been a phenomenal spike in the price action. You guys know we want to be a part of those spikes, so that's what we've been a part of all day long in terms of price action. Yeah, currently at 8% move from that 86% retracement. We're currently at 8% on the day. Very, very nice move, guys. Very well indicated. Very positively expressed. This is the type of continued movement here that can get us up and over the barrier, guys. This is what's going on with Bitcoin. It's been going on all day. I'm going to check the chats right now, see how you guys are doing. Nice to see you. Yeah, welcome as always. One you build. Hey, nice. Thank you for the information in terms of the computers, etc. I definitely appreciate that. We'll take all the help we can get in terms of technology. I haven't had time to build my own computer or anything like that, and I don't trust them as much as something with the customer service department. I don't want necessarily anybody with my hard drive. I've studied cybersecurity at a national security agency, highly accredited school. It's an NSA highly accredited school. I just don't trust people with my hard drive. Right? It's like I don't want you to. I'm sorry. Get your hands on my hard drive. Right? You guys know with your crypto, etc. It's like you're gonna borrow someone's cold wallet, maybe not, right? Password protected, everything else. But yeah, we're just watching some good price action right now. Let's go to the candle so we can measure this in terms of the overall price action, where we have been today versus where we are at now. Yeah, we've been above this on the candles. I thought we had. We've been above this on the candles earlier today. As we look at this price action, you'll see us just continuing on the hourly to set green candles, guys. This is why we do what we do, right? We love this price action. This is what we're involved in, and it's just been a great day. I'm so excited for you guys booking positive trades. This is what the price action of Bitcoin is all about. It's been a phenomenal day. You can see that we set a new candle just almost about right in line. We can redraw this trend line if necessary, but just almost like a confirmation on the spillover to the new hour. Beautifully well done in terms of getting up and out of the falling wedge. Very, very nicely done. I congratulate you guys in terms of your success on the altcoins, and also in terms of your booking positive trades on Bitcoin. I hope you're learning a lot. This is the type of price action that makes this fun, guys. And whether or not you've maxed out the returns, when you're in a positive, when you're in a positive run like this, it just makes it, like just today, it makes it a better trading day. Everything, when it's going up, it's harder to lose, right? You guys, it's just nice to see that. On a smaller time frame, we're running into something which could be a little bit more interesting. I want to bring up a smaller time frame. I don't always do this, but if I look at a smaller time frame, I do want to bring up the fact that, yes, it looks like you're a little bit into something that would be characterized as an ascending triangle, almost a little bit interesting, almost because the formation that we're finding here is very, very similar to, and I picked this up on the candles, but it's very similar to what a pennant would look like, guys. A bull pennant might look something similar to this. Now, this is on a very consolidated time frame. Right now, we're currently looking at the And I'd say we're currently looking at the 1 minute chart, guys. We have to be nuanced with this. We have to be dedicated at the smaller time frames to be able to pick up on the price action. It's not all a micro discussion. So as we look at this, that would have been a real key area for us to pick up on right there on the minute chart. If not, we're just going to push into larger, and the more we push, we're going to turn into something that's probably going to be more of a symmetrical triangle, okay, a symmetrical triangle rather than a real consolidated bull pennant that we would really have liked to trade, right, to enter. We would have liked to see it because it would have indicated, one of the strongest formations, I'd say, in terms of bullish activity. That strong move to the upside, you guys know that it's going to require that velocity, which we've definitely had. The strong move to the upside, a measurable move to the upside, right? A measurable move to the upside, and then a real consolidated. It's going to be a formation of a symmetrical triangle. You guys know that it's going to be a formulation of a symmetrical triangle. Let's still say we have that here on the 1 minute chart. That's nicely indicated. The extent to which, this is where we really get into the nuances. Do we have this kind of coil? They'll call it a coil in the reference materials, etc. They'll call this a coil. A lot of people will trade this up and down. It's a constricted pattern. It is a symmetrical, symmetrical triangle, a constricted pattern. The more, I'd say, consolidated it is, and the more it fits a pattern, of what we call a textbook pattern, guys. It's recognized from a lot of guys on, from Wall Street to kind of Main Street. It's just, you guys know what a bull pennant is. Definitely, it's very widely known. So in terms of breaking out above this, we would expect, we would hope a breakout and a confirmation. We'll be watching for that on the Bitcoin chart here in terms of the price action. Currently at, let's look at the current price at 40,927. What a great move, guys. As we look at this, the beautiful, beautiful move here from 37,000. Just a beautiful move, guys. Just very, very well done. We're very excited to bring this, this price action to you guys. And that's just a continual, credit to you guys that we get to that we get to understand and just know that you guys understand the price action. Thank you, because a lot of channels, a lot of guys, they don't understand what we're talking about. And I don't, there's a time to learn, time to learn, time to burn. If you guys want to smoke through your trades, you just light it up and go. I mean, it's you guys. I talk a lot about being kind of reserved in terms of your positioning, not putting everything on the line. I never want people to get burned because, I'd say to suffer a loss. Let's see that. I'm talking about like burn rubber, go and trade. But I don't want to see people experience loss. I've met a lot of people who've lost quite a bit in the market, and before they met me or met my group, right? Or the group, which I'm a part of. Very, very pleased to be able to host that group for you guys. It's a dynamic group, and we're just very honored to be able to be able to host that for you. I try and bring you the best technical analysis because I know that you guys have real investments, and that you really esteem your own investments very highly. And I try and esteem the information and the content that I give you just as highly. That's very important to me, that the content and the technicals that I bring you is of that caliber. So as we look at this triangulation here, guys, technical conformance, I'm going to say I'd probably want to look, I would differentiate on the 5 minute. I want to look at the 5 minute. Now that's starting to look a little bit more interesting. There is a deficit on the 5 minute. You guys know we wouldn't want to see necessarily this zone in here on either the 1 minute or the 5 minute empty in terms of the formation of the pennant. We would want to see this fully composed. We would want to see a hit along the line of support, back to the line of resistance, support, resistance. We would want to see that very well formulated. We have a drop off here, and then we have a pick up. I would say what we'd be looking at here is the potential, even a small formation of an ascending triangle. Okay, an ascending triangle is going to be different. An ascending triangle, as you guys know, will have a line of support, okay, with multiple, essentially higher lows, and we would look for anything that has a flat line of resistance along the top. Anything that conforms to that pattern is going to be extremely bullish. They can set off they can set off a massive move. The smallest ascending triangle, guys, can really set off a massive move. What we're going to be real careful of when we're finding them is the fact that we're going to want that flat line. So as we look at the previous price action here, I'm going to want an exact flat line. It's going to denote the fact that the buyers are extremely, when they say buyers are in control, I'm going to tell you of the buys, the sells, okay, the entries of the takes, just essentially just measured, calculated. The buyers are operating the market just perfectly in terms of a flat line of resistance. It's just indicative of the overall market behavior. When we see that, it's just because a lot of people will say, well, the buyers are in control of the market. I'm saying in control of their orders, in control of the market. There's enough buyers there that are sophisticated in the marketplace as well, with the capital required, with the liquidity able to throw into the market to create these type, the overall impression or the result that you see in a price action of bullish activity, guys. They have to be there. We have to be there to enter the trades. We have been there. You guys know that over the last 24 hours, over the last several months, guys. You guys have been killing it, knocking out of the park. Shout out to the VIPs. You're doing very well. That's the top level of membership. If you guys have not joined yet, make sure you join. Okay, I'm one little small part of the whole enchilada. We had over over 130 VIPs join the first month, and it was just it's been phenomenal since then. The question is you're going to get into here is as you push from what would be an ideal patterning formation, okay, and in terms of this being empty, you're pushing into something which can't really be identified, okay, from a trend line. This is the same trend line essentially as this was. Right? I mean, we're trying to identify something from the top line formation, which indicates that this zone right here will turn into somewhat of a frustrating event. Okay, it doesn't have to be an awfully frustrating event. The momentum can still continue to the upside, but as we set the different, as we really trade and look for a stronger like entry. A lot of you may have like a bracket that you trade with, smaller bracket that you trade with, versus an overall larger bracket that you're carrying, right? Your holdings, right? So we respect that ideology very much. We appreciate the fact that people are able to trade, to enjoy their trade. Some people trade more heavily. I'll say, the Bitcoin market is interesting because, I have an experience just personally, and along with some friends and people that I've formulated like I'd say a hedge fund. And I'm, guys, not financial advice at all, non-SEC hedge fund, etc. But just so you know, the nuance comes into fact that like if you're trading really options, if you're trading really a large amount on let's say you have a large position, say you're throwing around 6 figures, 7 figures, something like that, you need a market that can tolerate that, especially if you're doing a flash trade, if you're getting in and out of something, if you're trying to hit something for say a $25,000 to a $50,000 return in 6-7 seconds, 8 seconds on just a move, boom, flash move. You can do that in certain markets. You can, okay? Those are just like flash trades. That's part of the market. When you look at day trading, you need to be aware of the fact that at times that becomes almost impossible. I'm just going to tell you based on my experience in Bitcoin. It's not, your spread, your limitations, etc. You can catch things on a momentum move, get in and out. But guys, really, we're looking for the sophistication, the further refinement and the development of the Bitcoin market to be able to permit those types of moves. I'm going to tell you guys that. And I have, knowledge, I'm just going to say knowledge, me personally, of, those types of trades, in my account being executed very well, guys. And that's on a different scale, on a different, let's say, a different market. I'd like to see Bitcoin develop into that to be able to permit some bigger, heavier day traders, because right now it's there, but it's requiring bigger moves. It's requiring kind of a more, and that may be just as the market develops, we'll see that continue. But as we look at the overall price action, we haven't been in want for price action, I'll tell you that, or in profits, guys. In terms of that, it's been phenomenal. But as we discuss the understanding of what is a day trader. Like a day trader, guys, if you get real aggressive with things, someone who worked, let's say, at a bond desk or something like that. I have a lot of friends who've traded. They're in and out of a position very quickly, right? It's a split second. Sometimes it's 8 or 9 seconds. Sometimes it may push to 25 seconds, right? It's just some of these moves are very quick, right? Capitalizing on the maximum amount of momentum at a specific time. Now, not all the trades, clearly, like if you're looking at your Fibonacci's, like we've done streams where it's very, very slow. It's very reasonable. We've streamed for hours as the price is approaching our pricing target. That's a different ball game. That's a different story, right, to be told. And we tell that story when we need to, but we also enjoy trading. We enjoy the challenge. We enjoy the, how quickly you can set up your pricing targets. How can you operate? How can you function against the other traders in the market? Now, on the macro, we do that in terms of the overall Fibonacci's. Like you guys know, these are easier moves. What's nice about the smaller time frames is it makes, in those smaller time frames, the 1 minute, the 10 seconds, it makes the macro so much easier. Once you have gone through all the patterns on the micro, you've gone through the 1 minute, the 10 second, you've gone through the 30-second. Hey guys, when you go through that, you understand the different patterns. You see them evolve. I mean, it's just it is practice for the macro, and it's really solid practice. So I'm glad that you guys are getting exposure to that. I don't recommend that anyone, guys, go into day trading unless you have a stomach and a rationale for it. Unless you want to really lay into it, and not with. I'm just going to say we do coffee trades a lot of times, especially on the newer coins. You guys have some exposure to some of the new startups, to some of the new coins, etc. That's very exciting for me to see you guys involved in some things that are going up 400%, 500%. Just be careful. You guys know that with a lot of volatility to the upside, you get it to the downside as well. And so we're excited to be able to bring you opportunities like that. And I want to shout out to everyone who's traded Rune. Rune has been up. What has it been up? 150% of the last 7-8 days. Very nice. I got that information. It's not just a ploy of an altcoin. No, there are institutional people that are looking at that, guys. That are institutional people that are looking at Rune right now. I can confirm that. Okay, I'm just going to tell you I can confirm that. Okay, period. That's it. That's the truth. I'm not gonna beat around the bush on that. I need to confirm that for you guys. So I just did, and you guys know that, and that's just what that is. That is just the truth. So we very much appreciate you guys being here today. I want to look at the chats and see if I missed anything from any of you. We appreciate you being here. My name is London, and I'm a former financial analyst. You guys know that. I was out of Duke University. I'm certified in markets and had a position over a $1 billion investment equity fund. I worked across the table from Harvard during that, talking about $1 billion deal. They wanted exact numbers, hello, and return calculations. So that's, as a young kid, 3-year graduate out of Duke, I just really plugged into having to be precise in terms of return calculations. So I enjoy bringing you guys accurate technicals, and I think that we are, I just kind of know that we're the most accurate in the field, and I really appreciate you guys being here today. If you haven't joined us, guys, we have a great trade group in the back. If you're already VIPs, guys, our salute to you, our hats off to you. We're watching the price action. Again, to just reframe this, we are at a critical moment where we're trying to break through, guys. We're trying to break through right now. This is a good time to be plugged in to someone who's highly technical. I'm glad that you're here because I know you must be highly technical. This is just a huge moment in terms of from the 64.86310 down to the current price action. This is a big moment. Now we're going to need to conquer that previous intermittent high. The easiest way to look at the extension, guys, the extension, the 23.6, which is this blue line, is just this previous high, okay? The good news is that we've conquered the majority, we have conquered all of the price action in this within the last 60 days. We have built up and gone through the entirety of anything that could serve as a resistance in along that level. So that's very nice. I mean, just what a huge last few days as we look at things, guys. It's been very, very nice in terms of the run up. Bitcoin spiked. You guys know that. We want to be a part of when I look at the candles, you guys know, I look at the candles and I tell everybody, I'm like, we want to put in our pocket everything that's green. That's just the truth, right? And that's the way I think about things, right? We don't want to experience the red unless you guys are on the short side, and there's plenty of time for that, right? The volatility has its benefits on the upside and the downside, depending upon where you're at in the market. So in terms of the green candles, I always look at those and I just tell people, like, we want to put those in our pocket, right? That's what we want to do in terms of our participation in the market. As we're looking at a potential breakout, guys, we're reminded by that extension on the upside that it's a double hurdle that we need to conquer here, guys. We need to conquer a double hurdle. Some people will play it a bit more safely right now and say, I'm going to wait for that 23.6% to be beat, that top level of resistance, which we've already run into, guys. That was the frustrator that the frustrating level that we ran into in along this line of 42,000, about 500. That was the 23.6% extension on the upside that we've essentially backed down from. So that level would need to be beat. There are people who will wait right now, having met this diagonal level. They have probably taken on their positions. Maybe they're holding. I know a lot of people that are holding, period. But they are probably waiting for an opportunity to add, because yes, the axiom that what would we say, that you would add to your position once you have broken through a trend line. That's textbook, guys. That's a fundamental technical analysis. You guys know that. We use the books. We go by You guys are educated. You understand that. Adding to the position is good. If you have a double hurdle, we want to maybe potentially go through both hurdles, particularly if we're adding to the position with a heavier amount of cash, guys. You guys know that with a heavier amount of cash. So if you're looking at larger, not financial advice, but if you're looking at larger positions, just understand the nuance. And I'm not sure you'll hear this on any other channel right now, on any other station. I hope you do. I hope everyone's talking about it. But you have that diagonal line of resistance. You also have this horizontal, okay, this upward resistance. So the diagonal and the upward both need to be conquered. And in terms of you entering into something with a larger position, guys, even if you're going to go long, if you're going to go long in the market on an option, make sure you guys understand you've got a dual issue here, and potentially a quick short up off that 23.6. You guys know that could play. You'd have to get in and out quite quickly. I don't want to encourage people on options, though I do discuss them. It's part of technical analysis. It's part of the market, and you guys know that's just that is what that is. So let me. Whoa! We just had a collapse of a cell phone around here. I'm in a cigar bar. I've had a few cohibas today. That's funny, huh? It's like, I'm sorry, officer, I had a few cohibas today. You were swerving on the road. I had a few cohibas. I'm sorry. We try and keep a little bit of humor in the mix because although we are very serious, Bitcoin definitely gives us enough time to go through the pricing action. It's just like sometimes it just wants to stall. I'm like, come on, Bitcoin, what are you doing? So anyway, we're just kind of joking around. We're trying to keep it a little bit light during these moments. Now, the price action right now, let's go to the candles again and take a look at things, and not to make light of the price action or your positions, etc. The candles are always going to give you guys know a better picture without you having to go down into the lower time frames. Okay, they're going to show you with the wicks, they're going to show you the extent of the price action without you having to go down into the lower time frames to see it on the line. Okay, the line is going to be demonstrated on the lowest time frames. That's the increased amount of price action that you'll see. Okay, so without having to go down into those lower time frames, you can always throw on the candles. You'll see the maximum achieved by the price. So you guys, that's kind of the benefit of switching quickly to the candles. You guys understand that when you see that there, that's going to show you the maximum of the price. Okay, so just use that in terms of a quick reference, in terms of building your charts and kind of gauging your positions. I'm going to say right now, people are looking for a breakout. They just are. We're in that position where we need a double breakout. Okay, we've got, again, two hurdles. One, the diagonal line. Second, being this horizontal line, guys. That I'm going to just say the extension. So depending upon how things are measured from the daily to the hourly chart, there is a difference. There is a conflict. I'm going to say there's a counter or a contraindication from the daily to the hourly right now. You guys know that there's a contraindication. The daily chart, the daily from the top shows, and I want you guys to know this, the daily chart shows this line to be further extended. Please be aware of that fact when you're looking at entering into a position. I've done the analytics on it. I believe the hourly is the most accurate, okay? I think the daily is trying to catch up with this most recent price action. That's what I believe is kind of going on. It's trying to catch up, and it won't really further itself until we've really consolidated this price action on the hourly. Okay, you guys can review those specifics on your own between the daily and the hourly. There is currently a contraindication wherein that line, the diagonal line, is further out on the daily. It's nothing we can solve. It's just the way that the daily is calculated vis-a-vis or in comparison to the hourly. So just pay attention to that. We have a few contraindications in terms of the overall momentum that we have achieved in the market. We're just looking at beautiful, strong price action. And guys, we called this falling wedge. I'm very excited if you guys have been tuning in. We called this falling wedge. I told you guys it's a bullish pattern. Certainly enough, guys. Certainly enough. What a great call, guys. You guys help me all the time. I appreciate that in terms of your delivering charts in and around the VIP rooms, everything else. You're pointing out, all types of great things in the back room. So I appreciate you guys doing that for the benefit of the overall community as well. It makes a difference. I appreciate the interaction quite a bit. So this was a big move, I'd say, because people were anticipating an immediate head and shoulders. I backed off of that. Why? Because I knew that there was a real strong momentum. Also, I haven't discussed this yet. We had a little bit of, I'd say, help from a potential additional trend line which had been forgotten. This trend line here, I'm just going to say, was the original trend line. For some reason, this was expressed right in here. And guys, I looked at that. I'm like, I kind of, I want to at least note that trend line, essentially that one line. The fact that we have hit right upon it, I don't think is an accident. It's just I won't base something based upon a previous channel like that. But you have to definitely look into the pre-existing, I'd say, carryover trend lines as they're affecting the current price action. So I don't want to forget mentioning that. Let me say that, because it is something which, if you measure out in and around this zone from 31,526, up into that channel of 32,820, that is indicated in terms of a trend line that is currently being reinforced. So it may look like not much right now. If it's to carry forward, after the price action today, and again, up 8% today, guys, after the entry at the 86% retracement. Okay, so a phenomenal day for Bitcoin. Your entries have been phenomenal, and I'm excited that you guys are trading well, that it's carrying forward your positions, that you're in the profit not only in Bitcoin but in all your altcoins. Like this is why we trade for days like this, guys. It's very, very nice. That volatility of Bitcoin is back, and it feels good, doesn't it? It's really, really nice to be able to experience that, and to have people noticing, guys. You guys are making an impact with the people in terms of, I brought up, and it's a quick story, I hope you listen to it, of El Salvador. I spoke with someone. He's an officer of the law. Okay, I spoke to him today. And he's from El Salvador, and he spoke to me about the president. I was speaking about Bitcoin, what I'm doing. He spoke to me about how positively he feels about the new president. I was like, wow, that's very interesting. That's very interesting that you feel positive. I don't know anything. What can you tell me? He talked to me about what the country's how it's trying to reform, what the president is currently trying to do positively for El Salvador. I have never had such a positive description of El Salvador in my life from anyone who believes more strongly in what the president is doing there. And in terms of the reinforcement for our holdings for Bitcoin, it's like the whole story has changed for me, because I didn't know about my impression of El Salvador. I didn't know, what the president was really involved in. But to hear the first point account, the first level account, or the first person account from someone whose family is there and someone who's trying to go through things and assess the situation rationally, I really felt positive after that discussion with him today. And he wears his heart on his shoulder. He's a real great guy. I want you guys to know that. And it was really nice for me to have that interaction with him to discuss El Salvador, because I can read the articles, I can read the posts and the tweet, but I can't get that first person narrative like from a real person who's really involved with their culture and really involved with assessing kind of the broader dynamics of the country right now, as opposed to what it has been, what it's trying to turn into. The fact that Bitcoin is a part of that right now, I am so excited about that. If Uruguay decides to go ahead and legalize tender in the form of Bitcoin, I'm very excited about the possibility of what that represents to not only the people of El Salvador and Uruguay, but also to the rest of the developing nations and to the developed nations, in terms of, well, maybe this is a new leaf that's being folded over. And I really got the impression today, this is important, I got the impression today that this movement, potentially of Bitcoin, etc., is for the benefit of the people. And that is something that's been missing in El Salvador from this man I spoke to today. Again, officer of the law, etc. And I just had a real heart-to-heart with him. It was great. And I just felt like really, that to have that story, guys. I'm just very excited to be able to tell you guys that story. That's a nice story. That's just those are the types of conversations I'm having with individuals about. It'll start off with Bitcoin, and it gets to the heart of a people. It gets to a nation that's trying to turn around. So this is the type of thing that turns me into a real, full-fledged believer, not just a reader. And well, this is that, and no, this is real stuff. These are real movements that are going on, trying to assist people. So when you hear that Bitcoin can potentially change Africa, it can potentially change the third world developing nations, that's a real component. And it's just nice to be able to experience that. It's nice to be able to dial into people who are dialed into El Salvador, who are dialed into our own community very heavily. And so, hats off to all you guys. In terms of your support for Bitcoin, in terms of your support for cryptocurrency, it doesn't go without saying. While we have a moment to look at the price action, and I know some of you are dialing in, hit the like button if you've just shown up, and let me know that you'd like to see the price action. I wanted to talk about a few things that I have seen, just to kind of chronologue them amongst the community, etc. That, yeah, I was able to experience that today, and it was a good thing for me to hear that in the context of Bitcoin. So shout out to El Salvador. That's nice. I'm happy to see those changes coming, and I know a lot of people there are happy to see that fight and that struggle continue. I've been saying I wanted to see a bull flag. Let's just review some of the technicals. I've been saying I wanted to see a bull flag. You guys know that. I started off this journey after the peak, and while it was, a bit frustrated at the top, you guys know I drew out in the stream. I said I'd really like to see something like this. You guys know this. I really, there's the first thing I drew is I'd really like to see something like this. Boom. Okay, that's exactly what I stated, guys. I wanted to see something like that form. Why? Well, we have a situation over in January. Okay, we have a situation in January, and we won't talk about the formations at the top, etc. But the situations in January, really, I'd say the movement upward went from 18,000. If we, I don't want to build expectations necessarily. When we got, we look at 18,000. Okay, 18,000 to 41,000. That move was accomplished by a bull flag. It just was. The bull flag didn't look much better, okay, than the current bull flag. Let's go ahead and do this on the daily. You'll see the departures from normal, okay, in terms of this bull flag, guys. It's a little bit more clear on the hourly in terms of like kind of the chaotic nature of its structuring, but it's not required to be perfect. So when we're looking at the formation now, that's an interesting move now on the daily chart to kind of assess when our goal was to achieve something that was, roughly similar. What we need is a move to the upside. You guys know that. We need a move to the upside. Then we need a downward sloping channel, something that cuts against the trend, right? So in terms of that, we have achieved a nice hit, guys, a nice hit. We were a part of that, guys, on the live stream, just barreling into that hit. You guys know that. We were a part of that on the live stream. And what I'll say is in terms of the formation now on the hourly, we're definitely able to see, something which can, I'd say something which can be considered legitimately in terms of technical analysis. It was what we wanted to see. So we couldn't have asked for too much more in terms of being along a line of resistance that needs to be broken out of to the upside. This bullish formation in terms of the patterning, the move to the upside, and then the downward sloping channel, okay, that move today established that downward sloping channel, okay? That we have the line of support along the bottom. We have the line of resistance along the top. Okay, we have it confined within the parameters. I'd say it more or less a parallel channel. Now we do understand I'd say the permissive scope of variability in our charting formations, particularly on the hourly and on the daily. Okay, there's going to be some additional things that need to be consolidated, that need to be brought into reference. The closer they are to full conformance with technical analysis, the better things are, guys. You know that, the higher degree of probability of your trades, right? So we want to achieve that maximum level of conformance. This was really highly conforming, guys. This was a highly conformant move in terms of this, which I brought to you guys as well. This falling wedge, a bullish pattern. You guys know that, a bullish pattern. I said it was a continuation pattern. Certainly it's continued into what? It's continued into a line of resistance. That line of resistance being denoted by this move previously along from the top down, the 64.86310 on down. I'd say the more consolidated time frames are the higher time frames. This is the hourly. The daily will show these hits without the aberrations, without the departures. Okay, they'll show more of a conformance. So this line of resistance here currently, we're trying to break that. We had to move to the upside, to return to the line of resistance. We'd like to break out of that. And guys, at the same time, we also need to conquer that 26% retracement on the upside, the first level of retracement on the upside. We're not at the 38% yet. So that's the first level on the macro that we need to get to in terms of breaking through that. And guys, the good news is, again, just to cover this again, we have broken through all of these. Okay, in terms of the way up, we have just smashed through all of these levels of potential resistance back in here. We've skyrocketed up, guys. So that's nice. We don't have much standing in the way if we're able to get up and above this current line of resistance here and the 23.6 line of just say the 23, the 20, you can say 25, 20, 25, however you guys measure them out. Some people are a lot more rote and they'll say, well, 25% is fine. That's fine. 25%, whatever you look at on your Fibonacci's. You may not even use the 86%. You may not use that 86% in terms of the Fibonacci's. Now, if you do use that 86%, you saw it work out exactly Okay, exactly. That 86% is exactly what was hit on this move. I got the pricing targets to the VIPs last night, guys. Before this hit, we had the pricing targets to the VIPs so that you guys had this pricing target, this pricing schedule. Very excited to be able to deliver that to you, and you guys see the hit perfectly at that 86%. I don't know many other people who use that level, but it's been used enough now. I think you guys are comfortable using it. Absolutely. And that's just, I've done enough research on it just personally, empirically, looking at the data, doing tests in terms of applying it to former price action and seeing what is the level of conformance with this 86%. I've determined that level. Okay, I determined that level. Try it out. Try it in the most recent time frame. Go to the hourly. Plug in the 86. Go to the line on the hourly. Tell me if it works. If it doesn't work, you guys, I'm going to say when it works, go try and apply it to some other price action with a deep dig into the Fibonacci's. Go try and do some additional things, guys. Look at that. Now, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by that 86% Fibonacci. Pleasantly surprised. I have been as I've like tested through different price actions and looked at its application. So again, guys, this downward sloping channel, exactly what we said we wanted to see, guys. Exactly what we wanted to see in terms of, like, you know, drawing out this pattern conformance, the entirety of the price. I wanted to see a downward sloping channel. Look at what we got, guys. It's beautifully well done. Now we're up against, it just turns it into a great battle. The good news also, I'm going to bring this up, guys. The good news, if I don't even want to contraindicate it all. I don't want to talk about, like, if we were to get back into the wedge, we do have a limit right now. I'm going to say that we have a great area to double down into, absolutely, on the Fibonacci's, etc. So as you look at potential returns, some people may want to know, you know, well, will this play on a Fibonacci now along the line? I would say, you know, we have had the expression, and guys, if you're looking to trade, if you're looking for a retracement, I don't think that the retracement necessarily is indicated right now. We're still on an upward angle. We're trying to fight for this, guys. We're trying to fight towards, and just look at this price action, guys. We're just trying to fight and curl and push and, you know, get up to that level, that diagonal level of resistance. Is an exciting time for Bitcoin. This is good price action. So in terms of, you know, this kind of a zigzag, which may have frustrated further, we're trying to break out, guys. We're trying to break out of this, I'm going to say, you know, this line of resistance. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, in terms of, you know, what could be, you know, is it a bull flag? I'm going to say it's contraindicated. If we had to retrace again, or if we had to go down again and reformulate the bull flag, I'm not going to be upset at all. If that occurs, I'm going to be happy. If we achieve further conformance with a bull flag, I've got a few days. I'm going to be okay. So are you guys. I'd love to see a bull flag with it, you know, with a price target. If you guys just look at this, guys, the previous one in January just taught us that they're very reliable. If we can, guys, move to the upside in terms of this move. I mean, what does this sound like, guys? How does it sound in terms of a potential of 50? What is that? 54,500. Okay, that's 54,500, just based upon the notion of a bull flag, just based upon, again, based upon the previous move in January in terms of its formation and its conformance with the top line level. Guys, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. I mean, we are back in zone. I mean, we are back in the hot zone there, guys. We're going to be having some fun if we can get back up into that level. We're already having a great time. We're trading very well. People are making great amounts of money. I want to shout out to Angel, our #1 contributor, a benefactor, chief benefactor of the channel, $12,000. And yeah, Angel, we just hope that you're doing very well with when you do donate and when you contribute to the community. You're letting us all know that you're doing well. We hope you are doing well, and we love when you shout out like that. And we're looking forward to what you want to do in terms of your prominence in this channel and in the entirety of the space, in this channel being where you are right at home 24/7, brother. So we appreciate everything you do, and we hope you're doing well in the market. We trust you are. And yeah, it's let me go ahead and go to the chat just a minute and make sure that everybody is plugged in. Let me check my trades real quickly and make sure that everything is looking good. We are A-OK on the trades. Let me check into on my own trades. Let me check into the chats and say how everyone is doing. We got Miles doing well. We have we have Hamill, Mark doing well. We have a lot of people doing well. Let's see what we got. So we have covered, I think, all the options. I wanted to get involved with people. We're at the reset of the day. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and check where we're at on the daily. Let me go ahead and sift through some other alts that you guys may be covering or looking at, etc. Let's go ahead and just dial into some things that may be quote unquote Bitcoin. And a lot of people are getting home from work. A lot of people at work, right? I'm like, where are you guys trading? And like, well, we're at work, right? Some of you guys have your own business. Like that's some of the hardest work you can find is running your own business. So that's really nice. Yeah, that's really really nice. As we look at that, we appreciate you guys being in the back, executing your positive trades, etc. It's just it's nice. You guys know that. I'm looking at the coins that had a big day. I know every single one of them. That's nice. The ones that have started off really strongly, that's fine. We're looking for a few that are, maybe a hedge potential. Though I'm going to tell you, it's just been the right strategy is maybe the best hedge against negative price action. You guys agree with that? Maybe the right strategy is the best hedge against negative price action. I really believe that. So we're up just slightly since the turn of the new trading day. We're up just slightly. Let's see what we have here. BTCUD. Let's see what we've got there. Yeah, looks like everything is doing relatively well. ETH is just up slightly as well. So we're positively expressed thus far. If you guys, if the line of resistance, guys, I'd say the line of resistance, we're going to look for a breakout and a confirmation. You guys concur? I think that's the way to play this. I think it's an absolute matter of fact that breakout, confirmation, move to the upside with some momentum. I think that's the way to play this. Along with, let's see, along with just trying to see if the price action is moving. Along with the same going, we want to break that extension level on the upside with some momentum. We don't want that to turn into a fake out on the upside, especially if you guys are going in with heavier amounts of cash. But that 54,000 would be just beautiful. It'd be very well expressed. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I appreciate you being a part of the stream here. We're going to let you guys go. In the back, will you guys do me a favor? Just throw one chart up. Just throw one chart up. Tell me what you're looking at. Let us know what you're looking at so we can communicate as a group. I just want to know what you're looking at. If it's a blank chart, say, hi, I'm looking at this. If it's an altcoin, throw it in the altcoin section. If it's Bitcoin, zoom in on the time frame you're looking at. Let me know what time frame you're looking at. Let me know what altcoins you're looking at. We appreciate you guys saying good morning in the mornings, right? And I know you guys are very busy. It's summertime. A lot of you are out with family, etc. But we just so appreciate being plugged into you guys. It's very, very nice. We're trying to build the community, and we're in doing that. Making good on a promise to meet with the U.S. Open guys. I've mentioned that a few times, but in case anyone wasn't here, I met this morning with the team liaison, etc., of the U.S. Open graphic designer for their logo. So we're going to be getting VIP cards. They're going to be awesome, right? It's going to be very cool. I want you guys to have something that's like, whoa. You tell people you trade crypto, and they'll be like, whoa. Yeah, I want it to be like one of those situations where like, whoa, I want it to be that effect. So I'm working on that. I'm working on it. So you guys know that meeting happened today. So that was nice in terms of getting the ball rolling. We have some different ideas, and we're going forward with them. So I'm really excited about that. It won't be an extremely quick process, but it'll just be the final result will be very good. It'll be very good. It'll be something you'll be like, wow, this is awesome. I want you guys to know that I'm working on just awesome stuff for you. So I'm looking at a little bit of a curl action here. Would love to see this pick up and turn into a nice little ascending triangle or something really nice. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that would just be nice. Looks like we are hung up a bit on this previous line here, though it's not perfectly indicated. I'm gonna say that it's close enough, right? It's close enough at that previous line of resistance that we've tried to turn that into a level. I haven't exactly gone with all of those today. You guys know I was very quiet in the back in terms of, you guys know that I wasn't day trading. I was just like, it's a good trade. Yeah, we're still in a good trade. Everyone's like, I guess we're still in a good trade. And so I wasn't slamming back and forth. And in terms of all this, like, it's just continuing to go up. I gave you guys a few bullish indicators, like, it's going up, right? And like, normally, like, well, it's about to hit this, about to hit that. And today it was just like, yeah, everybody just take a deep breath. It's going to go, it's going up, right? So that was nice. I'm glad that you guys booked some positive trades, and I know you all did. So that's just exciting for me to see that occur with you guys. So this is London, guys. I will talk to you later. We might stream tonight just to give a shout out. I know some people are busy during the daytime, just to be able to connect with them, connect with everybody for a period of time. And as you guys move on throughout the rest of your evening, make sure you eat well, sleep well, and invest in those relationships you knew were important and investing in before you started investing. So I'll shout at you in the backroom chats. You guys take care of yourself. I'm excited about the price action and the phenomenal calls we've had, just bringing the right what would you say? What would say the right? Let's see. We have a question. We have King Jose asking, what time frame are you using? Look at the 1 hour versus the daily. Right now, I'm on the 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour versus the daily. Look at the contraindication on the vertical line on the diagonal line resistance. I want you to be aware of that, Jose. Jose, just he's a great guy, great VIP. Look at that when you're diagnosing, guys. When you're drawing out this line, this diagonal line resistance from the top, from the 64,863.10, the $64,863.10. Make sure you draw it out on the daily and on the hourly. You give me your thoughts, okay? These are my thoughts, that the hourly is the strongest indicator that we're at that line of resistance, okay? Not only at the diagonal line, but also on the 23.6. So, or the 20, I'm just going to say the 23, between the 38 and the 23, just the 23 and the 38. We'll just stick there. Just stay basic in terms of the different levels of the Fibonacci. So let's get up out of this zone. Can we get up out of this zone? You guys want that, huh? This 60-day zone here. Let's get up out of this. Let's get up out. You guys ready? Yeah, I think you are. Let's see what we can do. I think it's high time to get up out of this zone. I'm just going to say that. You guys take care of yourself, and this is Leonard with Crypto Kingdom. We'll talk to you soon. I'll be in the back DMs. You guys need anything, shout out in the general chat to me.